going. Let's just check the audio real quick. Hello, hello. Let's just check the audio real quick. Increase that a little bit. We seem to be a little quiet today. And you know, it's so funny. I have to change this setting every single time. Sorry about that, travelers. One sec. I think our audio is good now, so should be good there. Let me just see what I'm selling. Oh. Yeah, I can imagine why. It's... Okay. Alright, sorry about that. We had an extremely professional intro. Okay, for those of you who may be here for the first time, I am Ursa, the literary bear. Now, Ursa Bear Song in Final Fantasy. We recently got some new gear here when I was doing a leveling roulette, actually, just today. Pretty much stocked up on all of these Break Flox's long stop. So that was actually pretty cool. But today's agenda, it's Thursday. Our main goal is just the MSQ. We know that Tuesday and Thursdays are the days that we progress, and it is one of those days, so let's get going. Without any further ado, yesterday I was neglectful all week in general about doing my editing. So yesterday we did a bonus stream and got all of our crafters and gatherers caught up. Hopefully I can get some editing done today so that I don't have to do a bonus stream on Friday. I do enjoy them, but the edit load is getting to be quite beyond me. So we're not still technically even out of that first stream, and there's quite a bit after that, so gotta get caught up at some point on that one. But that's on me. In the meantime, let's pray return to the waking sands. Oh. There are bodies everywhere. Surely this is a good sign. Oh my god. Oh, shit has hit the fan. This one is glad walking one is safe. I actually forgot about this. This is crazy. We'll be awaiting your return to Waking Sands. There is much to discuss. Godspeed. Yeah, this is the last thing I remember was signing off to that message. I was like, cool, perfect time to leave it. Thank heavens he is safe. Louisoire, do you see? Your light shines brightly in this one, and in time it will illuminate the realm once more. Shaky cam, it's crazy. We have come for the one who slayed Ifrit and Titan. Bring him forth, or you shall know no mercy. So I'm pretty sure that's one of our own people. Confound it. Stay out of sight. I would leave a message with you. I surrender myself on condition that you spare any innocents. Conditions? There speaks the supreme scion. I'll grant you have courage, but you would be better served by armor. Search all you will, the one you seek is not here. So it would seem. And yet you knew to look here. But how? Hold that thought. Ooh. No! That was a rough blow for a little cabbage. Conditions of surrender denied. Have you not done enough? Perhaps. Enough. We must away. Though we have not found our quarry, the High Priestess of the Scions should suffice for now. They say she also possesses the echo. I cannot wait to hear her scream. I said enough! Shot her own person. We leave. Bring the prisoners. She is fucking crazy. I forgot how crazy she is. Walking one. Walking one, Menphelia asked this one too. In case Walking One returned, this one was to say, at church in Eastern Thanlin, Walking One must claim sanctuary. This one tried to protect Walking One Menphelia from Imperial ones. Forgive this one. Save. Oh, this is actually quite sad. They just killed everybody. Also, like, this is a very serious moment, I understand that, but, like, this is the headquarters of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, with 3 Scions present, 4 if you count Menphelia, who's admittedly a non-combatant. What the fuck happened? Like, do they have no guards? They have no, like, combat experience amongst them? Those were supposedly seasoned adventurers from a defensible position. And they just got overrun in, like, seconds with absolutely no, like, they didn't do anything. That's just crazy. Is something troubling you, my son? You have the look of one who has endured great suffering. If there is anything I can do to help, anything at all you need is ask. The wild roses, I see. You may speak freely here. We are all friends of the Scions. How could this have happened? You're certain Menphelia was among those taken by the Garleans? Let us pray no further harm comes to them. You may stay here for as long as you wish. It is the least I can do for a friend of Menphelia's. I have known her since she was but a child. Well, do I recall the day of our first meeting. I swore then to do everything in my power to support her, and I will gladly offer the selfsame service to her brother and sister Scions. So please, no matter what you require, you do not hesitate to ask. Marquis, would you come here for a moment? Yes, Father. If you require assistance, pray speak with Marquis. He is a trifle shy, but I assure you he means well. I should explain, Marquis is a survivor of the Battle of Cartano. Alas, his experience took a terrible toll upon his mind. Had we not taken him into our care, he would surely have perished in the desert. Marquis, I want you to look after Eorzea. Do you understand? Yes, Father. I love that he's still wearing the goggles underneath the robes there. One second. Okay, where is... There he is, Marquis. I'm gonna call him Marquis. Excuse me, Ursa, do you have a moment? Excuse me, Ursa, do you have a moment? Concerns this broken horloge, which was found in the pocket of a man brought here for burial. There is something familiar about it, but just what I cannot say. Perhaps if I tinker with the device, it will come to me. However, I lack the proper tools to do so. I would ask that you journey to Camp Drybone in my stead and obtain a bull-point chisel and a pair of needle-nose pliers. These are often used by goldsmiths, so perhaps they would be the best people to ask. Of course, I do not expect you to foot the bill. Here, take this coin purse. That should cover it. I have those in my pockets. Weighty coin purse. Interesting. That's funny. I always feel like it's interesting whenever you read the, whatchamacallit, the things like that, whenever you read the item descriptions. So that item, I didn't read it out loud, but it basically just, it's something to the effect of a weighty coin purse, most likely more than required. Whoever gets the difference is whoever's clever enough to figure it out or something. Which is silly and funny, I like it. That jump gets me every time. You can do that, I mean, you can jump that wall. It probably would have been faster because I messed it up so many times to just go around, but you know how it is, travelers. A bull-point chisel, you say? To have needle-nose pliers? Those things don't come cheap, you know. Balls! I mean, yes, that should be sufficient payments. Nice doing business with you. Yeah, so... We didn't already read the description. That probably would have keyed us into the fact that Marquis is surprisingly wealthy. And surprisingly good at tinkering. And surprisingly wears goggles on top of his head. There's something suspicious about him. I don't know what it is, but something going on there. I don't know. Some awful suspicious in the ether. I don't know. Something like that. We'll see. We'll see what's going on with that. Honestly, I feel like I'm being cheeky because, you know, obviously everybody knows. But it's just, even the first time I saw him, day one, who no idea what Sid looked like in this game, I was like, oh, there's Sid. Like, the second he gets introduced, it's like, cool. Hello, Sid. How are you? It's so obvious. Have you brought the tools I requested? Have indeed. Something occurs to me. Please wait here for a moment. Top of the morning to you. It was for naught. Though I replaced the device easily, this sensation that stirs within me remains a mystery. But how? How did I do it? These hands. My hands. They move with a mind of their own. Definitely manipulating the clockwork mechanisms. There was no doubt or uncertainty. I knew exactly what to do, as though I had performed the same motions countless times before. Pardon me, Eorzea. This was a mistake. Please give the horloge to Sister Yuland. The man who came once owned it, is currently in her care. I think it's best that it be returned to him. Okay. Goodbye, friend. Ooh. Interesting that they just leave the dead bodies on the cold ground out here. That's an interesting burial, right? Good evening to you, sir. Have you come to pay your respects to this man? You are so old. Never before have I seen such a queer device. You say this measures the passing of time? Mayhap the common in Garlemald. I'm given to understand that its cities are filled with all manner of amazing technologies. Marquess said it belonged to the deceased? Oh dear, you don't suppose the owner might have been a Garlean spy? It may behoove us to notify the authorities in Camp Drybone. But mayhap more importantly, how did Marquise manage to repair this device? I know he had a talent for trades, but this goes far beyond mending fences and thatching roofs. I recognize you now, Eorzea. Allow me to express my deepest condolences for those who have lost their lives in the attack. I apologize if discussing this upsets you, but you should know that the bodies of your comrades are presently being removed from the Waking Sands, prepared for transport here. If you wish to leave this work to others, I understand. However, taking part might help you find closure. And so we pray return to the Waking Sands. Fortunately, using our free Aetheryte tickets. Pray return to the Waking Sands. So course. Aye, you don't look like one of them church fellas. Not that I'll turn you away, no sir. Ah, yeah, as you can see, we got a pile of unidentified bodies over yonder. No one's come to claim them, so it's off to the Lich Yard they go. Be thankful you didn't have to go inside to see the carnage yourself. 'Twas the stuff of nightmares, I tell you. God's damn Imperials. I don't know what the quarrel they had with these folks, and I sure as hell don't want to know. The sooner we put this behind us, the better. So, can I see your face around here for? Or do you just have one of them faces? Never mind. Any road, there's a carriage come to haul the bodies down to the Lich Yard out by the east gate. There's only 8 left to load up, but seeing as I'm exhausted from carrying all the others, I have a mind to leave that remainder to you. Might want to cover your nose while you work. Some of these folks are starting to turn. And again, I do know that this is all very sad, right? And quite abrupt. Like, shockingly abrupt. But the only one here who even had a name, so far as I know, is Eorzea. The other ones are just Fallen Scion. It does somewhat limit the impact of it. Also, we see that patented Eorzean death method where they just literally leave bodies just laying around on the ground. Consent coachman. Disconsent coachman. What happened to the big fella? Ah, forget it. Just bring the next batch and toss him in the back. And like they'll complain if you're rough. Well, ain't you a strong one? 4 in 1 trip. Reckon there's no need for me to lend a hand with the rest then. I mean, he's not wrong. Although, like, verisimilitude being what it is, I do expect our character to be strong, so I don't consider that to be a disconnect there narratively. Little Lalafell ninja. Why do all of them have eye patches? I will say, I suppose if you were doing the, not the trust, but the progenitor to trust, the dungeoning with NPCs thing, you might have more of a connection to these characters than I do, because if you were doing that, I recognize some of these character models as being optional options for that. So I could see people filming a bond like, oh man, it's the Lalafell one. Oh, I love the Lalafell. And then all of a sudden he's dead. It's like, oh my god. Come on, let's finish this before I die of old age. That should be all of them. Thanks for the help. Bringing them won't take long to deliver all the corpses to the Lich Yard. Even so, you might want to hurry back and tell them all the work here is done. Ooh, I tell you, my allergies are terrible, travelers. It's terrible, terrible. Flying on my broomstick. We're flying. We're flying. Okay. I see that you decided to heed my advice. I pray that in doing so you found some small measure of peace. The first carriage from Vesper Bay arrived not long ago, and we have begun preparing your comrades for burial. I had a hand in the initial rites, and I would like you to know that for many, death came quickly. Rest assured that we will treat them with the utmost respect and do everything we can to shepherd them to Thal's realm. But Eorzea, those. Oh, okay. So, although we can perform rites for most of the scions, there is one for whom we cannot accept. We'd like you to return this one to her people, the Sylphs of Little Solus. It is only proper that she be given into the care of her friends and family, so that they may mourn her in accordance with Sylphic traditions. I was going to ask about that. I don't remember this quest, but I do remember much. I remember like the inciting incident and everything else happened. I just don't remember like the details of it, I guess. But I was like, how is that gonna? Okay, let me see what the next major dealio is here. 1 second. Oh, and the dogs are already a-barking. A big kitty barking. One of the things I am excited for in the channel in general is going to be the edits. I know I need to focus more on them. Once ARR is done, I will probably take a slight break to get caught up on the edit load. I have a lot of things planned, and now I have a lot of footage for it. So once we complete ARR, we'll probably continue to do a stream, at least a stream a week for the patch content while we start going through there. And then I can get some of this edits done before we roll into the proper MSQ. So anyway, let's carry on for a second. This one is surprised to see Walking One of those Solus. How can these ones assist Walking One? Not good news. Eorzea, but this one does not understand. Kumuxio, this one heard much wailing. This one would know what was causing such distress. Terrible news, Elder One, awful news. Walking One has returned to Little Solus, but why? These ones have not were requesting further aid. Eorzea, how did this happen? Explain everything to this one at once. Start an international incident over here. So not only Eorzea, but many of Walking One's friends are lost as well. Eorzea went to that in the behest of this one. Walking One was with Eorzea at the end. Tell this one that Eorzea was brave. Tell this one that Eorzea did not suffer. Oh, this is so sad. She was very brave. This one is glad to hear Walking One's words. Thank you for bringing Eorzea home, Walking One. These ones wish to thank Praying Ones. Tell Praying Ones these ones will remember this kindness. This one demands vengeance. Imperial Ones must pay. Imperial Ones must suffer. When the time comes for Walking Ones to face Imperial Ones, do not forget these ones. These ones would not have Eorzea's death for naught. These ones will fight. You know, I appreciate that, and y'all are very useful. I don't want to undercut. Like, I know the Sylphs are, like, not considered to be a particularly militant faction, let's say, but that don't fucking matter. Like, you don't need to be a fucking, like, badass with a sword to kill up somebody. They can do all kinds of crazy shit with magic, and they mostly use it for little harmful tricks and stuff. And that's all well and good and fun. But if you could imagine them like, oh, the Garleans are here, let's just make their tanks disappear. Or turn them to flowers. It's like, oh, okay, well, yeah, that'd fucking do it, right? So I would definitely accept that. The thing is, it would be hard to mobilize them. That'd be like organizing them as a unit would be quite challenging. Kane Senna would be the best bet for that. But she'd have a hard time keeping them on task. We thank you for your service to the church and to the Sylphs. You may be pleased to know, in your absence, we interred the remaining scions of the Lich Jar. Perhaps you still wish to do more for your friends. If so, I would remind you that you have already done so much on their behalf. Please take a rest and set aside your burdens for now, Eorzea. Pretty cool bandana. Your burdens. With that peloton. Marquise. I'm not imagining it, Eorzea. I know I'm being watched. This is different, sinister, as if I am under observation. The feelings comes and goes, but I felt when I last ventured outside. Yes, I know I felt it. Will you look outside for me, please? It will only take a moment. Unseen observers. We'll talk about why he has amnesia here in a minute. They don't cover it in game. I don't believe that they really do in detail. suffice it to say, he didn't have anything as like tried as getting hit in the head, right? There's a reason. You were attacked, weren't you? Are you unharmed? Thank the gods. I knew it. He was watching me. But why was he watching me? What did he want with me? Did he perhaps know something of my past? If only I could have asked him. I need to think. Please allow me a moment alone. Wait, Father Elude must hear of this. Will you tell him for me? It's important. I think others may come for me again. Heavens forfend that such a thing should happen in our holy ground. Do you have any idea who this man was? Did you notice anything distinctive about his garb or possessions? I mean, he's an Imperial. This is Garlean steel, which means the man who was watching Marquise was... Make haste to Camp Drybone at once. We must summon the immortal flames before more Imperials come. Nope. Those are some very feminine leggings. Very feminine. I fondly hoped that I might return to speak with you. Would that I had been so fortunate. I had to ease a venture. I came out on behalf of the Empire. On the contrary, I mean to revive the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. And to that end, I have come in search of a legend, the greatest engineer of our time. Master Cid Garland, I have come for you. I fear you are mistaken, child. He is but a poor soul who bore witness to the horrors of Carteneau. I beg of you, leave us in peace. Wait, Yeah. Hear me, Cid. Eorzea needs you. A wine bottle goes on the ground over there. Would love it if he just threw off that robe. It's just like in his actual outfit. I don't remember if that's what happens, but I would love it if it was. Cid, was it? Here, these belong to you. I thought you bore the mark of greatness. It seems that I was right. Our time together was all too brief, but I felt it as though my own son had returned to me. You have brought joy to an old man's life. But it is time for you to help those who truly need you. Who are you? Alpha No Leveler, at your service. As a sign of the Seventh Dawn, I stand against our primal imperial foes, as my grandfather once did. It is no secret what befell our order at the Waking Sands, what has already spread across Eorzea. The repercussions are far greater than you realize. In the wake of the calamity, the three city-states focused their efforts solely on reconstruction, leaving the Scions to combat the primal threat unaided. And lo, we are all but destroyed. Yet even as nations mourn our demise, and abandon what little hope they have left, we cannot forsake our duty, now least of all. The Ixali have summoned Garuda once more, and she torments the people of Korthus as we speak. Her appetite for destruction far exceeds that of the other primals. Worse, in her present incarnation, our Baldessian colleagues believe she surpasses both Ifrit and Titan in strength. Yet therein lies opportunity. Were we somehow to defeat Garuda, it would serve as a warning to the other beast tribes that even their mightiest god can be felled. If we are to face our foe, we must first circumvent the tempest that shields her sanctuary. And for that, we need an airship. Your airship, Sid. I have an airship. You always have an airship. Yes, Sid, you do. Your very own airship. It was last seen in the skies over Gardania not long before the calamity. So let us begin our search there. Airship. My airship. Wait. Come, let us put an end to the primals. Together we will show the world that the Scions are still a force to be reckoned with. They need my airship. They need me. And his big, strong arms. What a curious twist of fate that Master Sid Garland would at last be found within our church. It defies imagination. Beg your pardon, Ursa. You wish to find his airship, yes? I know not how much truth there is to it, but there is a tale known as the final flight of the Enterprise, which grew popular in the wake of the calamity. Much like the Great Gobu Wall of Ul'dah, it states the Enterprise flew northwest from Gardania towards Korthus. So, the Great Gobu Wall of Ul'dah is a fascinating thing. That is a reference to 1.0, purely players. I'm gonna take a brief moment just to talk about this because it's so fascinating, and I'll probably even put it in the edit. So the players who were in 1.0 just before it ended, they knew it was ending. There was a lot of hints in game. The way they did it was spectacular. Honestly, I don't know if Epic Games was inspired by it, but it's honestly how Fortnite does a lot of their seasonal transitions, where like it wasn't quick. It was a slow burn. People started seeing weird things in the sky. The red star kept getting brighter and brighter with every update. And these are things that you could just witness. They weren't like pointed out to you super hard, like, oh my god, the moon's coming down. And with every patch it got closer and closer. So towards the end, rather than just shutting down the servers, the devs kind of put it in permadeath mode, right? And they basically just started bombarding ridiculously strong boss-level creatures into the towns, including Ul'dah. So Ul'dah was just pummeled with Gobus. Just pummeled. And a group of Warriors of Light, like, stood their ground for hours. For hours against these boss-level Gobus who were wreaking havoc. The devs didn't know what to do, and several of them, because it wasn't just one, because obviously there were more servers, were on there. Some of the people were not super well versed in how to handle the fact that the adventurers were just refusing to let themselves die, so they just kept spawning more Gobus. It was a wild time. It's such a cool and organic way to make a transition happen, and oh my god, did it pay off. But that's a little bit of a story behind the scenes. Let's focus on the story going on in front of our eyes for now. If true, the airship would have passed through the North Shroud, likely over Fallground Float, the closest settlement to Korthus. Mayhap the Serpent Station there have records of the events that transpired that day. I had hoped you might rest from your journeys for a time, but I see that the world still needs you and the Scions. Pray look after yourself and Sid, Ursa. Another interesting fact here as well. Sorry, Sid, real quick. The Enterprise, I have heard that name before, but where? So Iliud is not dissimilar looking to Sid. We'll probably hear a little bit about it here in a minute, and I'll go ahead and spoil a little bit of it just because it is fascinating. I don't know whether or not I'll include it in the edit. Sid lost his memory because his father, whose name is escaping me, obviously last name Garland, was the founder of the Meteor Project, the thing that brought Dalamoon down. And he essentially just sacrificed everything while in the throes of tempering to Bahamut. We didn't know what that was at the time. I think they called it meteor sickness, but that's pretty much what it was. And Sid was one of the things he was willing to just completely sacrifice. He just lost his damn mind, and it just destroyed Sid. But anyway, here we go. Is there all I can assist you with, sir? The Enterprise? You speak of Master Garland's ship, yes? I needn't refer to the records. I know the ship was sighted overhead 5 years ago. Clearly bound for Corthus. Came of it after, I cannot say. If you wish to know more, pray speak with Waterfort at Florentel's Spire. He was on duty that day and saw it with his own eyes. I am unsure what it is you hope to accomplish, though. Even should you locate the ship, would you not need a man of Master Garland's caliber to fly it? I had tell that the machinery is fiendishly complex. Oh, we're gonna achieve something, all right, sir. Don't you worry about that. Don't you worry about that at all. So I think if we can, Garuda will be our endpoint for the day. If not, it'll be the dungeon that's name escapes me before. But we're going to see what we can accomplish here, travelers. You have come in search of Waterfort? Then well met, for you have found him. Indeed, I have survived as a whaler for many years, since before the great snows came to Corthus. What exactly is this about? Ah, the final flight of the Enterprise. Do indeed remember that day. It was on the eve of the Battle of Carteneau, nigh on 5 years ago. I held the spire alone that night, while the bulk of our forces marched to meet the enemy in the field. Then all of a sudden, the most fantastic airship I'd ever seen splits the skies overhead. I could only watch in shock as it disappeared over the mountains to the northwest. If the Enterprise wasn't destroyed during the calamity, I'd wager it's still somewhere in Corthus. The astrologians of the observatorium may have records which could help. But to obtain them, you would need deal with the Asgardians who control the region. I wouldn't expect much, though. The high houses have long been concerned with their own affairs above all else. When Dalamu descended, they took shelter behind their gates, and even now they have little regard for the plights of other nations. Nevertheless, they may deign to assist you should you prove useful. Consider providing your services to the soldiers who guard the observatorium. Though they may refuse you at first, I have little doubt they would accept aid freely offered. Oh, we are about to meet the best character. And if anybody's here for the first time, I refuse to spoil what's going to happen later. But, man, some good stuff happens later. Save it for that. Go, booze. I don't believe we have any... Oh, we do, actually. And this, I believe, yeah. There are two here? Yeah. We'll wait until we naturally occur, though, because I'm pretty sure we will. That'll be kind of nice, too, because this will be the end of our Twin Adder questline. Gets us more seals. Shieldy shields. I've been slacking a little bit of my Grand Company turn-ins because it's difficult to get them now, but I need to get back into it. Excuse me, can you repeat that? You wish to offer your services to the House of Durandare? And what, pray tell, do you wish to receive in exchange? Ha! How absurd! As if we would permit an outsider to pursue the records of the observatorium. Do not mistake your courtesy for friendliness. The Holy See of Ishgard may allow foreigners to travel freely within these lands, but we do not intend to offer succor to strangers. Holy shit, that's some weird looking armor. Ah, this is not the thing we're gonna meet. Will only have mercy. Are you still here? You may take shelter within our walls if you insist, but do not distract me while I'm on duty. We're stretched thin as it is. And where in the hells is that knight sent on patrol? You should have returned ages ago. Perhaps I have use for you after all. If you still wish to aid us, search the wilds to the west for my missing man. You will know him by his uniform, that of the House Durandare as in mine. Hop on to my bird. Fjord. If it wasn't for you, sir, I reckon they would have finished me off. Despicable dragon-loving bastards. Death was a mercy they didn't deserve. I pray the rumors were mistaken, but this confirms the worst. I must immediately inform my superiors that the heretics are operating within this region. Fare thee well, friend. The Dragon Song War is... I mean, there's a reason why almost everyone's favorite expansion is one of two. It's either Heaven's Word or Shadowbringers. Motherfucker, every time. I should have permanently disabled that button. That's so annoying. I must say, I didn't actually expect you to find my knight, much less rescue him. I see I may have been premature in my judgment, sir. We are a proud people, beholden to tradition, but that does not mean that we are without humility. I shall instruct the astrologian to entertain your request, however understand that it is ultimately their decision whether or not you may peruse their records. Pray proceed to the observatorium and introduce yourself to Ed Meal. Appreciate the option. Also, I love their stupid fucking hats. What in the Disney's Fantasia is this fucking bullshit? They're so bad. They're so bad. Why? Oh, sorry. Ah, the gentleman came in search of the airship. This is highly unorthodox. Whatever concerned Ludovic will be thinking. It is true that we maintain meticulous records which stretch back generations. However, because this information is used to chart Dravanian activity, access to it is strictly controlled. One can never be too careful with heretics and their sympathizers lurking about. If you would persist with your inquiries, please seek an audience with Chief Astrologian Fullamort up above. I don't like this man. I remember him being a dick. So many stairs. God damn, so many stairs. MC Usher painting. Oh my god, there's more stairs. I will probably fast forward through that because that's a lot of stairs. Jesus. No, absolutely not. Have you an inkling what it is you ask? Were our records to fall into the wrong hands, it could change the course of the war which has raged for generations. I speak not of some spat between southern nations. Ours is a holy crusade, and we are the arbiters of Alone's will. I will not put our great nation at risk, certainly not to help a foreigner locate a missing airship of all things. Pardon the intrusion, Fullamort. I wish to speak with you regarding the recent... Oh, I did not realize you had a guest. Inquisitor Guillemie. Guillaume. Guillemie. We're going to go with the first one. You honor us with your presence, sir. The gentleman was just leaving. Ah, you must be the one who rescued House Dolandair's knight from those heretics. Doubtless they feel indebted to you. I'm told you seek an airship lost in Quarthus 5 years ago, yes? You come to us at an inconvenient time, I fear. Much has changed in the intervening years, and little for the better. While I wish you the best of luck in your search, I would also strongly advise caution. The snows can come quickly in Quarthus, one in which you feel as though you have a firm grasp on your surroundings, safe and secure in your knowledge. Next, you may find yourself in a wholly unfamiliar situation, blind to dangers hidden by the blizzard. It would be wise for you to focus on a single landmark whilst traveling. Do not give in to temptation and deviate from your course. Sounds like a veiled threat, sir. I was not aware you aided House Dolandair in that fashion. Thank you, sir. Nevertheless, my decision stands. I cannot give you what you seek. What if I put on your stupid hat? How about then? 45, nice. You there, sir. I cannot help but overhear your conversation with the Chief Astrologian. There may be a way I can assist you, but it would require that you perform me a favor in exchange. An associate of mine has returned from this expedition to the cliffs east of the observatorium. He was adamant that he could not conduct his observations alone, despite the presence of Ixali in the vicinity. If you would seek out this astrologian and confirm that he is well, it would be of great comfort to me. I'd say surely up is faster. Yeah, up is definitely faster. And down. I could have naturally let my health go up, but since I'm not, like, crazy over level here, I don't want to risk a random thing one-shotting me. It wouldn't be, like, super detrimental or anything, but it would be annoying. So, carry on without that being a problem I have to deal with. There we go. Established astrologian. What a relief to see someone other than the goddamn birdman. I thought I could finish my work while the Ixali were away, but they returned far quicker than I anticipated. It was all I could do to hide and hope that they might leave again before I froze to... Wait, who are you? You were not one of our knights. A man of House Durandare cannot be seen in the company of an unbeliever. Good day, sir. Leaves. Oh, but yeah, the Holy Kingdom of Ishgard, they have a very papal sort of kingdom. They're essentially a religious government. I believe that's called a theocracy. Very, very religious. Those of you who are familiar with the 40k universe are not quite as bad as the Human Empire, but they're pretty bad. I'm gonna probably skip to the top of this cutscene because I feel like if I fast forward through this, it's gonna make somebody nauseous. So maybe the first time I'll fast forward through the stairs, but this time I'm just gonna cut to the top. So if you're watching this edited, you will not be hearing this conversation. Sorry. Okay. The arrogant fool returned not long out before you arrived, muttering about the disgrace of being rescued by an unbeliever. Serves him right for underestimating the dangers our knights face every day. Ah, but you are eager to locate your airship. It may surprise you that by saving him, you have already aided your own cause. House Durandare is quick to regard outsiders with suspicion, as it is to their duty to sound the alarm at the first sign of Dravonian aggression. Yet you have already aided them twice, for which they are honor-bound to repay you. Even so, they will not grant you access to the Observatorium's records. That is just as well, for there are other ways you might locate the missing airship. What I propose is for you to petition Lord Portelaine for an official introduction to the other high houses. The word of House Durandare carries tremendous weight in Ishgard. Should the captain consent, you would have little trouble obtaining information from the other high houses. Thank you, Ezekiel. Ezekiel. And jump. Whee! It's a long way down. Don't try this at home. But please don't, though. You will die. You caused quite a stir in a short time here. First you slay 2 heretics and save a knight. Now I hear you have rescued a man of our house. I imagine you must desire something for your troubles. An introduction to the other high houses. I cannot deny that you have given us no cause to distrust you. But while you have performed 2 acts, you would have me endorse you to 3 high houses. It's only fitting that you aid us one final time, wouldn't you agree? Sure. I did not mean to grab whatever random bit of garbage that was. That's annoying, but whatever. Now, I understand you are very eager to find your missing airship. Worry not, for this task should take a man of your skill but a moment to complete. Not long ago, a porter bound for Skyfire Locks was ambushed on the road due west of here. Though he escaped with his life, he would very much like his wares as well. On the off chance any portion of his shipment remains, I would have you travel to the scene of the robbery and bring back what you find. Lest you intend to perform only a cursory search, bear in mind that recovering the stolen merchandise will endear you to House Halionarte, further improving the chances that they indulge your request for aid. I do like knights. They're cool. I like fantasy in general. Also, I just realized we were just crazy up a Chocobo's ass every time I zoom in like that. I'm so sorry. Chocobo! What, Chocobra? Chocobra! Riddling with O's I am. I love how sometimes they'll have a super delayed but very vocal reaction like that. That person collapsed on the ground, was dead for several seconds. They went, ugh. Fucking so funny. Oh my god. Okay, let's see here. Oops. Have you good tidings to share? Or better stolen merchandise to show? God's bless you, friend. It's all here. Every last, wait, but this chest over here looks like it might have been pillaged. Bloody hells, that's the personal property of Lord Francel, too. Are you certain? Clearly an attempt was made to open it, but the locks appear to have held. Nevertheless, if you wish to verify the contents against your shipping manifest, be my guest. Fury, take me, a draconian rosary, in the possession of Lord Francel? Yet perhaps it is, this is not so difficult to fathom. House Halionate is whispered to be infested with heretics. Thank you for bringing this matter to my attention, sir. I shall inform the Inquisitors immediately. Under these circumstances, I must strongly advise against associating with House Halionate. Your other introductions will need to be postponed as well. It is the duty of every guardian to root out and destroy heretics. All else must wait until this matter has been resolved. I'll go meet Francel myself, if you don't mind, sir. Who's this? Come closer, lad, and listen well. This is for your ears only. Lord Francel is no heretic. He is a goodly, righteous man, wholly dedicated to the cause. I know this because I served House Halionate for years prior to the calamity. You must go to Skyfire Locks and warn him of the coming storm. The Inquisitors are ruthless and will spare him no mercy. Speak to him of Edelweiss, and he will know you are a friend. Now go. Leave, we can... Oh, oh. A little keep between. Forget about that. Yep. Oh, this garden reminds me. We have done nothing in our housing yet. I have not had the time. It's been a really hectic week at work. I am really hoping to be able to get more time this weekend to get caught up on everything I need to do. I made a list. Helpful, I know. I've had ADHD undiagnosed, as most people who claim to have ADHD, but in my case, I 100% have ADHD. It's not really a... anybody who's been around me for more than 2 seconds, and probably even through this recording series, can tell I have ADHD. It's not a question. It's gotten worse lately. Anyway, carrying on. Yes, you have the look about... you look as though you have something to say, do you? I see Sir Caridot has not forgotten my mother's favorite flower. A pity it has not been seen in Quarther since the calamity. You may speak freely here, friend. Watch your back. That's absurd. I would sooner die than become a thrall of a dragon. Alas, it matters little, but I say at this point, although the Draconian Rosary was not found in my possession, it will still be considered to be mine by many, to be proof of my heresy. I must do the utmost to prove my innocence to the Inquisitors, for if they harbor even the slightest doubt, this will only add weight to the incessant accusations our house has suffered of late. It's as though the gods themselves are plotting our fall. You risk much by coming here. It is only proper that I recompense you for your deed. Tell me what you desire, and I shall do my best to provide. Missing airship, I see. It may require a prolonged effort to locate your quarry. I should direct you to the one better positioned to assist you. Lord Haurchefant of House Fulton commands the garrison at Camp Dragonhead. Present to him this letter of introduction. He will surely be receptive to your needs. So this quest is called The Rose and the Unicorn, which I just realized. The Rose House is House Halionante, the Rose. The Unicorn is House Forton. A little fun fact there is that there's a character later who is one of the considered one of the roses of House Halionarte. It's a female Elizin. And there's a very besotted House Forton nobleman. It's quite funny. Okay. Ah, the unmistakable swagger of a well-traveled adventurer. If you are come to pay your respects, be at ease, my friends. I am not one who stand on formality. Truth be told, I would gladly welcome many and more brave souls like yourself. But enough chatter. Pray tell me where you have come. If there is any injustice in this world, these charges will receive no serious consideration. Any justice. It is beyond inconceivable. Ah, yes, a letter made mention of pressing matter for which you required assistance. What might that be? So this enterprise you speak of was last seen above Corthus before the calamity 5 years ago. I fear it may prove difficult to find an eyewitness to these events, for while Ishgard did not participate in the Battle of Cartano, we were embroiled in our own internal conflicts at the time. Nevertheless, I will make inquiries on your behalf and share with you the findings in the future. In the meantime, please enjoy the hospitality of Camp Dragonhead. I will see that you are afforded every courtesy as a guest of House Fulton. As you have doubtless realized by now, the High House of Ishgard, House Fulton included, are either unable or unwilling to offer you formal assistance in your search. However, that does not mean that they are not influential individuals within each house who are sympathetic to your cause. I shall be sending missives to their various representatives in Ishgard, though I suspect it would be quicker and more efficient if you were to make inquiries of your own. Lady Nene of my own House Fulton, who resides in the Camp Dragonhead, rather enjoys the company of travelers. There is also Creveline of House Halionate, who can be found at the Skyfire locks, though any information you pry from the scribe may prove difficult to pass. Have you spoken to the chief astrologian of House Donendare yet? Really? Perhaps it would be more accommodating once I inform him that you are a friend of House Fulton. Do not concern yourself with House Desmil. I shall contact them myself. Seek the counsel of the three I mentioned, and return to me when finished. Okay. I don't know why I jumped up there, but that's alright. Well, hello, good sir. What's that? An airship, you say? I hate to disappoint you, but I know nothing of what you seek. Likely no one of House Fulton does, for if they did, I would definitely know as well. I love her necklace. The topic on everyone's lips these days is what will become of young Lord Francel. Some say the allegations are long overdue, given how many members of House Halionate have been found guilty of heresy in recent days. Oop. Talk of Corthus. Let's see here. There's just a trail, so we'll go over. Think to drop frame there, and I got some sort of notice. We seem to be going okay. Oh man, another notice. Stream seems uninterrupted. We're gonna let those notices play out for a little while. dropped 1 frame, but other than that, it seemed to be on point. Okay, cool. Where are you? Hello, they grant me strength. There must be some way to... Ah, but who are you? A friend of Lord Hoshfall? I want to help you, I truly do, but these accusations of heresy have thrown House Halianata into chaos. Right now, we must focus on combating these charges and preserving our reputation. Okay. Well, that you can see the big telescope up there. Sorry, travelers. It's a little bit late for me. I get up like super early in the morning, go to work, so. But that will not deter us. We shall be making progress today. I did take a nap also. So. Yeah, I debated not taking the nap. If I hadn't taken the nap, we just started an hour and a half earlier. But I was like, yeah, I'd rather be awake for the stream than falling asleep running into walls again. Really need to catch up on sleep at some point. I'm not as young as I used to be. Can't be out here doing that shit. That's a young man's game. More stair skipping over here. Probably just a cut back up there. Yep. I gather you have been busy since we last spoke. Lord Hoshfall's missive was positively glowing. But if you think this endorsement is a cause for me to disregard his guardian policies, then you are sorely mistaken. We are at war, sir, and the enemy grows bolder by the day. Why, in the short time since Inquisitor Goodemy has arrived, countless heretics have been discovered, even amongst the elite of his guardian society. If Lord Hoshfall wishes to waste his days chasing after a long-lost airship, then that is his choice. But if he expects others to share in his folly, then he is truly blind to the present state of affairs. Okay. By your countenance, I take it you did not learn anything of use? Nor did I fear. It seems the whole of Corthus is consumed by this talk of heretics in the high houses. We can only hope that my sources in Ishgard proper provide more pertinent information. I had another personal request to make of you. It concerns Lord Francel, of whom much has been whispered in recent days. I have received a report that he and his 3 knights had been headed north towards the Steel Vigil. The outpost was long ago overrun by the Dravonian horde, so I am not certain what he intends to accomplish with such a small force. Whatever his motives, I fear for his safety. Pray journey to Steel Vigil and see if Lord Francel's party requires assistance. I just almost said pray return to the Waking Sands just because I read pray and it just automatically came out. That's very funny. I don't know if that's so much a Freudian slip as it is really just kind of like a preconditioned response to years of reading that line. Pray return to the Waking Sands. Okay. You know, I feel like if I switch to Dragoon, being that I'm in Azure Dragoon garb, they should probably be like, oh, well, you're not of Ishgard, but Azure Dragoon, have the information. You know what I mean? I feel like that'd be fair. Who goes there? Us, no, stay back. The fiend is still here. Don't worry your pretty little head about it, Francel. I got this. Bam, bam, bam. And good night, sir. I'll only be praised. You did it. But what are the others? The 3 knights who accompanied me, where are they? On it. Well, 2 of them are going to live. I heard the beast cries from over yonder. Lord Francel is safe? Bless you, sir. Bless you. Cuss those fiends. It's as though they knew we were coming. Unfit knight. Does that mean he's not a good knight, or does that mean he's, like, overweight? Glass houses for me there. Confound it all. How are we to redeem House Alienate if we cannot even slay a single Avis? We are fortunate you came along when you did, sir. House Alienate will remember your kindness. It was a foolish thing to do, I know, but I had hoped we might demonstrate our devotion by slaying a number of the Scalekin. Moreover, it was House Alienate that yielded the Steel Vigil to the Horde many years ago. One might say that our defeat was heralded the slow decline of our house's once great name. We have been brought even lower by the despicable accusations of heresy. And despite my best efforts, I have done naught to improve the situation. The day of my trial approaches. Soon I must accept the judgment of the Inquisitors, whatever it may be. But even should my protestations fall on deaf ears, I will proclaim my innocence to my dying breath. Chiffon, toss chiffons. Making a lot of progress here, travelers. I love this broom. It's so stupid. Okay. What did you find of the Steel Vigil? Ah, I see. A reckless plan, but at least it did not cost him and his knights their lives. I have news for you as well. The witness to the final flight of the Enterprise has been found. Alas, there is a complication. It has been common knowledge that you paid visit to Lord Francel at Skyfire Locks not long ago. Upon learning of this, the witness became understandably reticent to make your acquaintance, for fear of being seen in the company of a man who might be later declared a heretic. A not unreasonable fear, given the zeal for which Inquisitor Guillemot has conducted his investigations. In any case, if you wish to obtain the testimony, we must first clear Lord Francel's name, and by association, yours. Mustn't we? As I see it, the key to proving Lord Francel's innocence is discrediting the evidence against him. I speak of the draconian rosary found in the chest you yourself recovered. If you would, please tell me of the incident in question. So it was found in a locked chest, labeled as the property of Lord Francel. If the rosary was not his, then someone else must have access, must have planted it. Here's what you must do. Return to Skyfire Locks and speak with Rickman. He works closely with the other porters who ferry goods across Corthus, so he might have an inkling of who would be responsible. Looks a little map. Okay. Whew. Rolling around at the speed of Chocobo. Quest line are we on now? 38. Making all the progress. A quick little summary of what we've been through so far. Yeah, I'd say we're definitely going through it. Definitely going through it. We started out here. It's so funny too, because I saw this like thing last. I remember seeing this last stream and be like, "Oh, that'll be fun. We'll have a little family reunion or something." And then no, completely forgot that was this quest. I thought it was later, to be honest. I remembered it happening. I just remembered it happening later. A little soul patch. Stupid. Also, I'm tampering with shipments. If you already strike me down, if all them rosaries found in the people's possession were planted. Hey, now, don't give me that look, lad. I'm a household man through and through. This heresy nonsense is bad for me and my family, too. I ain't saying the porters what's bringing the shipment did it, though. I know most of them work with the trade routes, and I've never had cause to question their faith. But if it wasn't them neither, then your guess is as good as mine. After all, most every shipment is thoroughly inspected before it's... Could have been the fellows who were responsible for the inspections. Ha! Ishgardian Knights and Inquisitors, the lot of them. As if they never turned their cloaks. I reckon that means the porters are your most likely suspects. Hate to think it, but maybe you could question them. There's a crew coming to Camp Dragonhead from White Brim Front this eve. You might consider having a word with them. Beg your pardon? You suspect that we porters have been planting draconian rosaries in House Alienate shipments? What nerve! If you truly believe such nonsense, search our parcels and see what you find. Are we finished? If so, I'd appreciate an apology. But that's impossible! Once the Knight of White Fortrum concluded her inspection, I loaded the parcels into the wagon myself. If I had been the culprit, I would never have allowed you to search the shipments. Say what you will about Lord Haurchefant, I will not be held accountable to this. To Lord Haurchefant, sorry. Did something happen outside? I thought I heard shouting. Oh, but more importantly, what did Rickman have to say? More draconian rosaries. In every single parcel bound for Skyfire locks. That beggars belief. Even the Inquisitors must acknowledge that this is no more than a crass attempt to sully House Alienate's reputation. Whoever is responsible has overplayed his hand. And praise alone that he did. Lord Francel's trial is upon us, and we must act now if we are to clear his name. From the very first, I knew it could not be that so many members of House Alienate were heretics. At last we can give the lie to these poisonous allegations and put an end to this travesty. I will need to prepare a formal statement regarding these developments for the Holy See. In the meantime, I would have you bear my words to Inquisitor Briggy. Tell her how House Fortom asks, nay, demands that Lord Francel's trial be postponed until a full investigation can be conducted. What is it, my child? Lord Haurchefant would have the Inquisitors do what? But that is not possible. Inquisitor Gulimi presides over Lord Francel's trial at Witchtrap, even as we speak. Fear not, if Lord Francel is indeed innocent, he will walk in Helone's halls with the fallen heroes of Ishgard. Meaning, they're going to kill him, and if he's innocent, well, he'll still go to heaven. Ooh. Issues with religion aside, let's just carry on. They've taken Lord Francel to Witchtrap. This is madness! The Inquisitor does not have sufficient grounds to subject him to that manner of trial. I will not stand idly by and allow an innocent man to die. Also, I will dispatch you and one of my knights to Witchtrap to forestall the proceedings until such time as I am able to join your petition and petition Inquisitor Guillaume in person. I will endeavor not to keep you waiting too long. Do whatever you must to keep Lord Francel alive. Oh, I'm gonna go kick some ass, don't you worry, Haurchefant. I got you. And yep. What is... There's that. What's this? Or were there two things over there? What was the other one? Jocelyn Charlemagne Francel de Alienate, you stand accused of heresy against the Holy See of Ishgard. Is there aught you wish to say in your defense? Hear me, brothers. These charges are false. The men and women of my line have ever opposed the Dravanians, and I am no different. Since the very birth of our nation, we have gladly shed the blood in service to the Holy See. Condemn me, and you will strike a blow for enemies of Ishgard. It is for Helone to judge if you speak truth. Prove your innocence in the eyes of gods and men, leap from the cliff, and entrust your fate to the Fury. The righteous shall take their place in Helone's hall, while the wicked shall reveal their draken forms to be put to the sword. In the name of House Fortom, I beseech you, stay your hand. Inquisitor, we are come on behalf of Lord Haurchefant. My lord has uncovered evidence which suggests that the charges against Lord Francel are without merits. We humbly request that these proceedings be suspended until such time as full re-examination of the facts has been concluded. Lord Haurchefant has allowed his personal relationship with the accused to cloud his judgments. That he should harbor private doubts I might have allowed, but that he would dare interfere in legal proceedings sanctioned by the Holy See, I cannot. To defy the will of an Inquisitor is to commit heresy, crime for which there is but one punishment. I'm not from here. I will throw your ass in this fucking canyon, guy. Fuck off. We must hold them until Lord Harshvalt arrives, Ursa. And remember, no harm can come to the Inquisitor. Listen, guy, like I said, throw his ass right in the canyon. No problem. Like I said, I'm not from here. Y'all can fucking banish me or whatever, but, no problem killing this man. Pump with silver fuller. Love it. So tall by the man that you lay down your arms. A wyvern? But there are no reports of Dravanian activity. What is this guy fucking talking about? What, like... the wyvern's fighting us? Where the fuck are you going? Get your ass back here. It is not our intention to defy the will of the Archbishop, but this trial, like many others I fear, has been orchestrated by the enemies of House Halionate. They have used you and your fellows to sow discord, Inquisitor, to set brother against brother, that we may tear ourselves apart. The fevered imaginings of a desperate man. What proof do you have of this? With the fucking rosary. By the Fury, a draconian rosary. The knight who refused to yield, it was he who summoned the wyvern. I had to think in the ranks of the Temple Knights. This has grave implications. Your claims would appear to have merit, Lord Harshvalt. I shall withdraw my charges against Lord Francel, pending further investigation. I trust you have not lost sight of that which first brought you to Corthus, Ursa. Pray locate your errant airship and use it. This is a way to tell me to get the fuck out of his business. Lord Harshvalt, I have not words to express my gratitude, but why would you risk your reputation to save mine? Because I know you, boy. You're too loyal to betray Eshgard, and too devout to question your sentence. Had we been any slower, you'd have jumped of your own free will. I would have done whatever it took to redeem House Halionate. Praise alone did not come to that, but it profits us not to dwell on what might have been. Let us quit this place, Ursa. Pray visit me at Camp Dragonheim once you have recuperated. Yeah, recuperated. A lot going on in Ishgard. Love the jumps. Okay. You look well, Ursa. May I say what pleasure it is we fight alongside, pleasure it was to fight alongside such a fearless and skillful warrior. He would, were it not for you, Lord Francel would surely have died defending the honor of his house, and might well have perished at the hands of a heretic and his wyvern. House Votom and House Alienate shall never forget your service. Now let us return to the matter of your missing enterprise. The man with the knowledge of the enterprise awaits you outside. Pray his information proves useful to you. I salute. Matter of fact, I was gonna say I salute you, sir. But matter of fact, I salute you. Okay. Do that real quick. All right. This composed cataloger. How quickly the Commodore's opinions change. They say Lord Francel is innocent now, but just a few days prior. Anyway, you've been inquiring as to the whereabouts of an airship last seen in Kortha several days before the calamity, yes? Well, it so happens that I was monitoring the night sky at the observatorium during that period. I recall that a small vessel came from the direction of Gridania and landed in the Stone Vigil, in the far northwest. The garrison almost certainly seized the vessel and brought it within their walls. If so, then you will need an army of knights to have any hope of securing it. Though Lord Haurchefant is, from all indications, quite fond of you, so mayhap he can lend you a few? In any case, I have done my part. I shall pray for your success, friend. Oh, so you've at last located the Enterprise. I believe congratulations are in order. The Stone Vigil. Ah, perhaps I spoke too soon. The outpost has been held by dragons for years, and all access restricted by decree of House Dorendare. I will write a letter to Lord Gillemont of the White Brim Fronts and request that he grant you permission to enter. That said, I fear my influence alone will not suffice, so I suggest that you request Lord Francel do the same. Now that your business in Camp Dragon has concluded, I suspect we may not meet again for some time. I wish you well on your journeys, Eorzea. May Helone guide you. Helone the Fury is one of the 12. I probably should have mentioned that earlier. She is often depicted with a spear, kind of like a shield maiden, basically. Oftentimes you'll just hear her called the Fury. So, yeah, she is the patron deity. Most of the city-states have a patron deity, or two. So you'll notice that, Gridania, they mostly speak of, Nafika, the matron. Yeah, I didn't think I could go down to it. They mostly speak of Nafika, the matron. In Limsa, they speak of the navigator quite fondly. Yeah, they all pretty much have one that they sort of revere above the others. Thal for Ul'dah. Wonderful to see you again, Asa. Is there anything I can do to repay you? Name it. So the airship you seek is lacking inside the Stone Vigil. Shames me to say that it was that it too was once an outpost held by House Alienate. And the chaos that followed the calamity, the Dervanian horde caught us unawares. The fiends have held the outpost ever since. As we lack the strength of arms to retake the Stone Vigil, House Dorendare instead has been charged with the duty given that I doubt that my words will carry much weight with Lord Gillemont. Nevertheless, I will write your letter. Before you depart, a word of caution. The cravens who attempted to destroy House Alienate have yet to be unmasked. Though their plans were foiled, they doubtless still harbor great hatred toward us, towards you now as well. That's a very good point, sir. Thank you. Watch my back. Really don't want to ping that guy because he looks like he kicked my ass in one hit. I don't want to die over here in the cold. This is definitely a fast forward moment here. What a walking. You start carrying around some material. So I have more than enough crafting levels to repair my own gear. Side benefit of repairing your own gear versus letting repair people do it for you is that you actually over-repair it. So it essentially gets like a second health bar. We talked about this a long time ago, but I also just feel like they really should just, like, remove the durability in games. I think one of the things that I referenced at the time was that when games are built around durability, right, like, for example, Minecraft is built around durability, or Breath of the Wild is the example I think I used at the time. It makes sense in those games because it has a combat implication. In this, it's just a check if you are lazy button, which is not really what I would consider to be anything that adds much to the plot. That's just my personal opinion, obviously, but yeah, I feel like if they removed it, I think people would notice very briefly. I don't think anybody would care, and they would forget about it in about a year. It would be about the end of it. They would never think about it ever again. You desire an audience with Lord Dromont, do you? Ha! I desire a night in one bed with my wife, but wishing won't make it so. What do we have here? Let us mourn Harshmont and Francel, is it? Ah, likely... Oh, you're serious. What to do, what to do. Your timing could not have been worse, traveler. Lord Dromont's attentions are solely focused on the stone vigil at present. In any case, it is not my responsibility to escort visitors. Take your letters and show him to Sir Alboys. Yes, Sir Alboys can surely accommodate. Seek her to the, in the storeroom at the opposite of this yard. You were not kidding. I'm the opposite of the world from you. Is this level 40s already? Ooh, close. In them 40s. Sir Bernadette bade you speak with me, did he? I know not what he presumed I would be better in position to help, but I assure you that he is mistaken. Lord Dromont hasn't the time to speak with low-ranking knights such as I. However, he always has a moment to spare for head sugar and Cherugian, Astidian. Why not visit the infirmary upstairs and show your letters to him? She said upstairs. Let's see. It's one of those things where, like, I feel like first person is honestly one of the better options. Oh, hello, Sid! Are you here to visit a patient, sir? What's this? Letters of introduction from Household Tom and Halinante? Documentation such as these, you need to seek an escort. Pray proceed to the barracks and speak with, Galdernox. He should know Lord Dromont's current whereabouts. He also sounds like a medication. That sounds like some sort of, like, anti-inflammatory. If you were a loved one is seeking compensation after taking Galdernox, please contact this law firm. And this is another one of those what I would consider video gaming quests, where it's just like, talk to me, talk to me, talk to me, talk to me. Why? Why are we doing that? What reason have you for barging into? Oh, I see. Well, you are in luck. Lord Dromont is just up these stairs. Let us know, though, I will not expect much. House Donendare as a whole does not hold adventurers in high regard. You had best state your intentions quickly and succinctly. Show proper respect, and it shall be returned in kind. So, was you all permitted your passage? Very well, speak. You wish to brave a ruined outpost with a Scalekin to secure an airship that may or may not be there? Are you the avatar of Fury herself? Honestly, you're not that far off. We are the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, Lord Dromont. You know our name, and you know our deeds. We are come to Corthus to slay Garuda, Lady of the Vortex. To that end, we seek the Enterprise, the airship of Master Sid Non-Garland, who stands before you now. Master Garland, you're alive? But that's impossible. Indeed it is, my lord. No, this dick. Do not be deceived by their honeyed words. These foreigners are not to be trusted. At this critical moment in Nilfgaardian history, as House Donendare marshals its forces to retake Stone Vigil, Who should appear in White Brim Font but 3 mysterious strangers? Sig Garland, missing and presumed dead since before the Calamity, and 2 Scions of the Seventh Dawn, a defunct band of misfits recently exterminated by the Empire. The lesser houses may have been duped by these grandiose lies, but I should hope that House Durandare should have greater sense. I know not why these 3 seek the Stone Vigil, but I know that we cannot permit them to pass. Thank you for your counsel, Inquisitor. For a moment I nearly believed this mummer's false. You 3 will not enter the outpost until we have reclaimed it, and until you declare your true intentions as well. Could be moons before House Durandare purges the dragons from Stone Vigil. We cannot afford to wait that long. Cid, Ursa, we must do whatever it takes to earn Lord Gilmont's trust. Understood? It's been an hour and a half. Just talking to random Elizons. Down here. There, you down here. Yep. You're the lad responsible for the commotion upstairs. Word travels fast in White Brim Front. Gather you still wish to change Lord Gilmont's mind? There's one thing I learned about the man in my time here. It's that he listens to and respects opinions of those under his command. Went over the barracks, and he's sure to take notice. How, you ask? That's easy. Serve the poor souls decent fare for a change. The last few supply shipments contain no meat whatsoever, and the knights are rightfully beginning to complain. I'm thinking we could prepare them steaks using mud puppy tail meat. To be a quality meal, 'tis true, but it's a damn sight better than nothing. If you've a mind to lend a hand, why not await a lurking mud puppy in Denifian Pass? Take this bottle of vinegar. Locals say it weakens the mud puppies by clogging their mucus glands, drying their skin. I cannot tell you how long it took me the first time I fought this thing we're about to fight, by the way, because I wasn't paying attention to the dialogue and I did not use the vinegar. You can kill it without using the vinegar. It's going to take you like 60 years, but you can do it. But if you use the vinegar, it's just a regular enemy. So, strongly recommend. It's just that if you're new to the game and the game doesn't prompt you to do so, then you probably won't think to go into your inventory in the middle of combat and then apply a bottle of vinegar to a salamander. It's not gonna pop up as something you would think about. Also, I switched to Dragoon because it's higher level. I can kill it quicker. The Neefin Pass. Really? Is there an achievement for killing you? There's not. You can get the hell out of here. In the Saint's Wake. Take the eyes, far as fall. The eyes have it. Okay, no. Alright, spotted mud puppy. So you'll see, I can damage him. It's not the end of the world, and certainly I'm stronger now than I was then, but if we apply this vinegar, night and day difference. Bard. Whew. I do not think we will be queuing up the dungeon as the Bard, mostly because my equipment is too low level. I don't want to be a burden. I could do it. There's nothing in the game that would probably prevent me from, at that level, queuing into something that I'm massively underleveled for. But I feel like at a certain point you got to be reasonable. If my gear is so bad that I'm not contributing my portion, which is damage, in any meaningful capacity, and I just don't want to do that. I want to drag people down like that. My gear is, yeah, like 8 levels below. It's not the end of the world. I've seen people in far worse states, but, you know, this is a courtesy. And I don't feel like wasting time getting more gear, so... It didn't work, did it? I thought it was an idiotic idea. No, it's been... Oh dear, remind me never to wander near mud puppy spawning grounds without a bottle of vinegar. Any road, this should only take a moment. I'll just need to do this and that, and voila! Never seen a man cook steaks that fast, have you? Take these 3 and distribute them to the hungry knights here. Up and above. Actually, I have. It's myself. I'm a level 50 culinarian. We ought to at least receive a hearty meal before we march off and die in some godforsaken waste. There you are. Is that fresh cooked steak? Lord's blessings be upon you, my friend. Mud puppy meat or no, it's the most delicious food I've had in a fortnight. You there, lad. Don't think I didn't see clearly the cook conspiring together. Let me make myself perfectly clear. If you wish to buy my trust with a steak, it must be my pleasure to oblige you. Love this guy. Yes, yes, I feel invigorated, refreshed, as if I have the strength of 10 men and their wits besides. I should have no trouble concocting a new reason to refrain from sentry duty. That is funny. Okay. Love that lance. A man or a woman, I can't tell easily. I'm like right in your face, sir. I am so sorry. Ever must be trained to maintain our skill at arms, yet never are we to receive proper sustenance. You are a godsend, my friend. Too few appreciate that Housestone and them must do more than their fair share for the sake of Ishgard. Talk to the cook, I assume. Yeah. Feels wonderful to see everything and everyone has such high spirits. Amazing what good food can do for morale, eh? Ah, but I've forgotten about the hard-working Chigurins at the infirmary. Rarely do they take their meals here in the hall. Mind taking the steak to Sonota? She's doubtless so preoccupied with the health of her patients that she's neglected to attend to her own. Can do that for you, sir. Mr. Sir. Monsieur. Let's see. Ah, it can be up top. I always forget. This is every time I forget this. Where are you? You are somewhere. There you are. Beg your pardon, sir, but I'm busy attending to this man. I will be with you in a moment. Is that... Come to think of it, it's been quite a while since I last ate. I suppose it wouldn't hurt to have a nibble. Oh my, this is fantastic. Thank you so much. I'll eat it, eat the rest right away. Let's see which sells for more. That doesn't matter. Might I have a word with Eorzea? Concerns the Chigurins. After speaking with them earlier, I learned that they lack sufficient alembics for their needs, you see. So I used some of their broken equipment to craft a more advanced alembic. Both as a gesture of goodwill and as a means to help me recover my memories. Since working with my bare hands kindles familiar feelings. All I require to complete the devices are the cores of 3 ice sprites. Though commonly used to reduce the temperatures of alchemical mixtures, there is a way to alter their properties so that they can draw the cold within rather than radiate it without. It must sound ridiculous to you, possible even, yet somehow I know it will work. As a level 50 goldsmith and a level 50 alchemist. I do understand, thank you. Level 50 alchemist. I'm a level 50 alchemist, yes. Look, I'm pretty sure I am. Let me double check. Oh, that's not the exit. There we go. Summon over Yaw. Know it works great on ice? Fire! Oh, come on. The reason I'm always turning them in as Bard, by the way, is just to level up Bard passively in the background. Quite a lot of experience in the MSQ. MSQ. There we are. Have you obtained the quarters? If so, please show them to me. What an amazing device. But is it truly an alembic, sir? I've never seen its like before. I too am unsure what to make of this machine. While certainly impressive, I have no idea how to make use of it. Nevertheless, it isn't effective as he claims. It would be a great boon to the infirmary. Think of the medicines we could create, the lives we could save. Even so, I wonder. Where thee, the kindly stranger, better gifts wondrous and strange, for his generosity comes at a cost. Their earnest efforts are but means to a yet unknown end. Moreover, you should be wary of associating with individuals who have interfered with the questioning of a suspected heretic. They did what? Inquisitor, thank you for coming along when you did. We have almost succumbed to the temptation proffered by these unbelievers. Why does that man detest us so? Is it all because we interrupted Lord Francel's trial? Whatever his reasons, he clearly means to oppose us at every turn. So we kill him, right? On board. Let's do it. Before we can persuade Drillmont to help us, it seems we must convince Inquisitor Guillaume that we are not his enemy. But just how might we go about doing that? We know little and less about the good Inquisitor, despite him being such a prominent figure in Corthus. Perhaps we should learn more by speaking with the people of Whiterun Front. Share your findings with Alphinaud in the square. I'm sure he can formulate a strategy from there. Inquisitor Guillaume? Yes, of course I know him. Alas, I have not seen him since the day he came to Whiterun Front several moons ago. My memory is somewhat muddled, but I recall that a blizzard nearly buried us in snow that day, and I have the ill fortune of being assigned to the night's watch. While the stronghold slept, we walked the walls and patrolled the exterior in a darkness black as pitch. My route took me outside the eastern gate at one point, when I caught sight of a silhouette illuminated by the light of the city. Thinking it was a wayward traveler, I cried out and gave chase, but slipped and took a terrible fall. When I woke, it was several days later in this very bed, where I have laid recuperating from my injuries ever since. I had tried to rescue him, but in the end Inquisitor Guillaume rescued me, carrying my unconscious body to the gates. I owe him my life, sir, and I hope to one day repay his kindness. That's a pretty good character assessment right there. Are you below or are you above? Let's see. You appear to be above. Let's see what you say. Inquisitor Guillaume, having the foggiest idea of whom you speak. Unbeliever. Oh, wow. We learned your deeds at Witchdrop. I will not be party to whatever dastardly schemes you've hashed against the Inquisitor. Away with you. Under Inquisitor Guillaume's watchful gaze, unprecedented numbers of heretics have been amassed and brought to justice. They say he goes days without sleep, so great is his devotion. Blessed are we to have such a goodly righteous man to protect us. Just singing his praises is a little bit too fanatical, though. The Holy See has decreed that the Inquisitors are the arbiters of Helone's will. They are to be afforded every courtesy and the utmost respect. Yeah, but you're not wearing pants. That's probably why you're cold. In case you have noticed, my attire is ill-suited for this climate. I realized it soon after our arrival, but paid no mind, as I hoped we might find the Enterprise far faster. Instead, we've wasted far too much time meddling in local affairs. Never mind. Our journey is almost at an end. All that remains is to deal with the irksome Inquisitor. Sid tells me you have been busy making inquiries, yes? Should come as no surprise that he is held in high regard. Even so, I'm beginning to suspect that he has other reasons for hindering us now. Let us more closely review the testimonies you've obtained, Ursa. Mayhap we will find insight on Inquisitor Gimi's motivations. This is taking far longer than I remember, by the way. Far, far longer. I think it's because most people, when they get to the end, like here, you're just mad dash. Because you're like, oh, I'm getting close. But we're narrating everything, taking our time, and that's the point. Something troubles me about the Wounded Knight's accounts. He claims he fell chasing a figure in the darkness that he saw outside the eastern gate? Yes, but the main road leads to the southwestern gate. Since we've arrived in Whiteburn Front, I've seen no travelers arrive at the eastern gate. Moreover, he said he glimpsed a silhouette illuminated by the light of the city, which would imply the Inquisitor came from the north of the eastern gate, not the south. But it cannot be so. That way lies nothing but a deep chasm. Assuming Sir Lultz is not mistaken, the Inquisitor's behavior that night makes absolutely no sense, at least to me. Mayhap retracing his steps will shed some light on this mystery. Then I get to throw him in the motherfucking chasm. Can't get out this way, can I? Nope. Nope, sadly. Oh. It's probably, I was about to throw myself in the chasm and I realized that might be a bad idea because I don't think I'm high enough level to sustain that. Are you? Yeah, you're a hunt. It's okay though. Yeah, should be fine as long as I don't land in the actual chasm. Okay, let's come down slowly here. Second wind, you do. Good enough. Cast a Geishel real quick. Help. We're now on the level 40s. Always takes a while to get around. Oh, sky fishing. Nice. Well, cloud fishing, I suppose. Is this a back door? It is a back door. Would you love a good back door? Don't quote me on that. You found something, didn't you? Well, don't keep me waiting in suspense. Let's see it. Given the contents of this encyclical, I believe you have just made the acquaintance of the real Inquisitor Gimi. Newly come to Korthus and murdered on the day of his arrival. Yes, it would have been a simple thing to assume his identity, for even if he were to behave oddly, who would dare question the wisdom of a papal appointment? Still, while this is incontrovertible proof that the Inquisitor is an impostor, we have yet to discern his true identity, or why he has decided to oppose us. We must proceed quickly, Ursa, before he learns of his deception has been discovered. And then probably tries to get us burned to the stake. Since Lord Romont has already turned against us, I fear that his encyclical alone will not serve to convince him of our claims. One sec, okay. But what might persuade a man so quick to disregard endorsements of two high houses? The cook did say that Lord listens in respects to the opinions of his knights. A certain knight were to provide testimony to support our claim. Yes, mayhap that is the only way left to us. Confront Sir Julian with the evidence that you have discovered, and see if that helps him recall the truth that night. As a man of faith, he may find it difficult to cope with such horrifying revelation. Nevertheless, we must do everything within our power to secure the Enterprise. Okay. Oh, it's always up top. I do this every time. Again, I do this every time. I just said that earlier. I do this literally every time. Okay. Up to the top. And Sir Gilaut. Oh, you have returned. Is there something else you wanted to ask? Inquisitor's an imposter? Don't be preposterous. That could not possibly be true. He is a paragon of virtue, dedicated servant of the Fury. You would have me believe that this is a lie? If you are so certain your ludicrous story is true, then speak with Sir Pernilla. She was the Eastern Gate that night, and she would help the Inquisitor carry me here. But I will never speak against the man who saved my life. Pernilla, it's probably the mender up here. Let's see. Nope. 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 Oh, is that the woman in the basement? Probably. Is she in on it? Oh, different person, okay. You, I do not believe you know, I know you, sir. Pray move along and trouble me no more. Are you in the habit of handing bloody documents to strangers? Why would you show me such a dreadful thing? I know naught of it, not at all. Oh, I see. Doubt should definitely be on here. There we go. You know, don't you? If you already take me, I pray this day would not come. When Sir Genant gave chase, I followed close behind him. He didn't fall. One of the Devonian abominations lashed out at him. Nearly killed him right then and there. I drew my sword and rushed to his side, straining to see the enemy. But what came from the dark was not a beast, but a voice. He knew things about me, about my family. Secrets I had never told another. He said that if I kept his confidence, Sir Genant would be spared. But if I defied him, everyone I loved would suffer unimaginable horrors before they died. When at last I agreed to his terms, the man came forward. His robes marked him as an inquisitor, but I knew him to be false. Together we carried Sir Jalot to the infirmary, and on his first night at Whiteburn's front, Inquisitor Guillemot was heralded as a hero. Soon after came the accusations. Countless men and women of good moral standing seized whilst in possession of draconian rosaries. As I feared, he was condemning the innocent to death. I wanted to confess to Lord Dromont, wanted to put an end to the madness, but then I would remember the Inquisitor's threats, and so I did nothing, until Lord Francel was accused. Some time ago, I followed the Inquisitor and found that he kept draconian rosaries in a chest hidden somewhere southeast of Whiteburn's front. So I took several from his chest and planted them in shipments bound to Skyfire locks. As I hoped, they were discovered and considered evidence as a conspiracy against Alienante, thus exonerating Lord Francel and casting doubt on the other recent trials. And that is the entire truth, I swear. And only forgive me for not acting sooner. I'm gonna need you to go up and tell Dromont everything you just told me. Because, yeah, I don't know if you know, they don't like me here, so... I don't think they're much interested in hearing, from me, but... Suspicious box. Suspicious. Okay. Back into Dromont. A lot of moving around here, Travis. That's okay, though. Like I said, we're making a crazy amount of progress. I'm still hoping we can do Garuda tonight. We will, for certain, do the Stone Vigil. Almost said Steel Vigil. Which I think might also be a dungeon, to be honest. Sounds familiar. They always be vigilant. Spinning, spinning, and spinning, spinning, and spinning, spinning. Okay. There you are, sir. Why do you persist in this folly? I will not grant you the the access to Stone Vigil. Do not make me repeat myself. There had better be a very good explanation for why you are carrying these rosaries. And why did you find this papal encyclical? Fury take me, the Inquisitor's a heretic? Never before have I heard such an unbelievable tale, but this evidence in your testimony could have no other explanation. I have misjudged you and your friends, Ursa, and for that I deeply apologize. I will permit you to enter the outpost, but first I must needs beg assistance. Help me and my knights bring this infernal impostor to justice. Gladly, sir. Oh, put me in, coach. That thirst-damned heretic has murdered countless innocents, and made a mockery of our laws. Hells take him to the Javonian allies. I am told he makes for Snowcloak even now, intending to pass judgment upon yet another poor soul whom he has branded a heretic. If we hurry there, we may still be able to prevent further tragedy. Lend me your strength, Ursa. Together let us put an end to this impostor's heresy once and for all. Gladly, sir. Sorry, because my auto walk canceled. I looked up, I was like, oh no, am I, am I lagging? Quite a little walk here, guys. Sorry. Walking into a wall. Let's see. And a random triple triad match out here. I'm not going to waste time with that just yet, but I will surely do it at some point. If we queue up for the dungeon, actually make a good distraction while we're waiting. Because I'm assuming this is a dungeon. No, I guess maybe not. I really can't remember if we're going to Snowcloak or if we're going to the other, but this is clearly an event here, so... You needn't tremble so, my child. The righteous shall enjoy everlasting peace in Helone's halls. Only the wicked... Cornered Expeditioner. But why? Why must I die? By all that is holy, I swear to you that I have never questioned the teachings of Helone. Inquisitor, release the maid and come with us. My Lord Dromont, what is the meaning of this interruption? You are aware that I am present conducting an interrogation, are you not? Silence, villain. I name thee heretic. Murderer of Inquisitor Guilherme and countless innocents. You are a traitor to Ishgard and to your very own kith and kin. Your sins are beyond measure, beyond redemption. Ah, grave allegations indeed, but you will find your logic is flawed. How can I betray that which I owe no allegiance? No, Lord Dromont, my conscience is quite clear, I assure you. I wonder, can you say the same? You whose hands are black with the blood of those whose only sin was to question your nation's crazed crusade. You speak to me of Ishgardian innocence? Ha! All are complicit in these crimes. For all lived their lives by the Archbishop's lies. That's a fucking tongue twister right there. Hot bars, though, if you can pull it off, though, we'll say. But I know you will not hear me, deafened by dogma as you are. If you desire retribution, Lord Dromont, then come. Let us see how Ishgardian steel fares against Javonian fang and claw. Can you get out of my way, sir? Thank you. Jesus. Ignorant swine. Soon you will know the futility of your faith. Futility, probably said. Do I burst him, or do I focus on ads? There's that. Let's say, where are they even? Apparently up on a cliffside. Doing fuck all. Oop. Do you see, heretic? You and your allies are no match for the might of Ishgard. How wrong you are, Ishgardian. I have been blessed by power far beyond your kith. Come, my brothers, grant me the strength to smite our enemies. I am reborn! Stand your ground, 'tis but an illusion. Fun fact, it very much is not. We will talk about that at great length later, probably make a whole video about what that is. Because it's a bit of lore that I don't think a lot of people have honestly seen, since it's mostly locked away behind some, not, you know, off the beaten path content, let's say. It's part of the creation content, but yeah, no, that is definitely not a illusion. He is now a dragon. Well, an Avis, more specifically, but... A dragon stands before you, yet still you do not flee. Your magics had no power over me, heretic. Let's see, where is that at? Okay. Definitely want to snapshot my dots again before my Raging Strikes wears off, which should be right now. Ah, I got one in under Raging Strikes, the other one not so much. That's okay, though. Hopefully he doesn't live that long. I'm trying to get his, like, all the aggro because I'm really worried that Drellmont's going to die. Which I can't really do a whole hell of a lot about, but I'm reasonably certain that if he dies, I lose this mission. No, no, it cannot be! Just trying to distract everything going for him. It's not easy. He is out of here. My glamour's dispelled. Oh, it was an illusion. Interesting. I thought that was something else. Your plans lie on ruin, heretic. Choose your words wisely, for they will be your last. You may not recall the many guardians I have sentenced, but the families of the dead will never forget. Blood has been paid with blood, for that I am content. My only regret is that you yet live. But your end is nigh, foreigner. The dragons within Stone Vigil will rend you asunder, and when you are dead, Wiper in front shall fall. Defiant to the last. Leave the body for the crows. His ilk deserve not better. Sir, I must apologize for involving you in this sordid business. You should never have been asked to intervene in Iscardian affairs of state. Rest assured, I have not forgotten the matter which first brought you into our midst. It is past time that you were reunited with your airship. But this is not the place to discuss such matters. Pray visit me at Whitebrim Front, and bring your associates. Who are my associates? Oh, probably Sid and Alvino. He said that, I was like, who? Which one's closer? About equidistant. Okay. Well, we're in for another long ride, guys. So this will be cut out of the edit, so I'm more comfortable talking about it live on stream. But no, there is a thing where every Ishgardian, has dragon blood, and if they consume dragon blood, it can, I don't remember the resolution of that questline, but it can, for my knowledge at least, it was an issue, permanently turn them into a sort of dragon-human hybrid. We'll go into details about why that's a thing later, because that would indeed be a very high-level spoiler. But suffice it to say that, yeah, that did not seem like an illusion to me. Although if it was, it wouldn't have worked anyway, so I don't know why I bothered. Heliometry. Interesting. Somehow I have 50 poetics. I don't know how that happened, because I don't have anywhere to spend them yet, or any, like, means of getting them, but... Interesting. Very, very interesting. 1 second. Where have you been, Ursa? False Inquisitor has been slain, has he? Yes, well, his was a tale always like to end in bloodshed. Though you have overcome the latest in a long line of unfortunate impediments, I would ask that you not revel in your victory just yet. We can celebrate when we have secured the Enterprise. As I am sure you will agree, it is past time we enter the Stone Vigil. Pay Lord Jormont a visit to remind him of his obligation to us. Sid and I will follow on. It's time to get this shit underway. Underway! There we are. We owe you all a great debt of gratitude. Had I not been for you, the heretic masquerading as Inquisitor Guinea would still be among us, free to prey upon the innocent. Y'all need to have some kind of other system, like a secret handshake or some shit, I don't know, but sort your shit out. We owe you all a... oh, I just read that. I see now that I was a fool to dismiss your claims out of hand, but you must understand that it seemed too much to hope that the Scions of the Seventh Dawn still lived, to say nothing of Master Garland. Never have I been happier to be proven wrong. Well, it is gratifying to know that someone has derived a measure of enjoyment from your error. Now, if you have no further objections, we would appreciate it if you would permit us to enter the Stone Vigil and retrieve our airship. Yes, of course. It is the very least I can do, given all that you have done for us. But entering the outpost is the least of your concerns, I fear. Speak of the Devonians that now hold the ruin. In part, yes. And I should explain. Shortly after your first arrived, my men scoured the old records. They confirmed that an abandoned airship had been seized by the soldiers garrisoned at the Stone Vigil in the days following the calamity. As far as we have been able to ascertain, it was still in custody when the outpost was overrun by dragons. Whether it was damaged or destroyed during the battle, I cannot say. Nor can I give you any assurances that it has not been removed in the intervening years. For far too long, the ruins have served as a Devonian foothold in Corthus, from which they have struck at us, out at us with depressing regularity. Though we have pushed them back behind the walls, we have as yet been unable to drive them out, and I cannot say when the situation will change. Or how it will change. Forgive me, Lord Jormont, but there is no guarantee that you will prevail. In any event, we have no time to wait. We will secure our property without Ishgardian aid. Fucking turns back to Alpha like, I'm sorry, we? Who is this we? I see. Well, that may be for the best. I will inform Sir Nathan Lane, of your impending visit. May Heloni guide you, scions. Alright, travelers. About goddamn time, too. We are currently 2 hours and 9 minutes into the stream. We could cut out 9 minutes of, let's say, just, like, intro, right? It's probably closer to 5, but sure. So that's 2 hours of just talking to elves in the snow. Oh, I do love this game, and they do get significantly better about that. We did learn a lot of interesting lore, too, so I'm not complaining. We learned a lot. We met a lot of very important characters for later. We set up an entire culture. It takes time. That takes time. This is effectively our introduction to the city-state of Ishgard. Or the Holy See, excuse me. So it took a while for us to really kind of get our bearings. It gave us a very good foothold. I know sometimes things like that can be frustrating, but I feel like the payoff justifies the added time. That's me personally. I'd understand if you felt differently, but that's me personally. It's a spazzy looking little thing. Okay. Hey, Ursa. Lord Jormont has, man. Hey, Ursa. Lord Jormont has appraised me of the situation. You may enter the Stone Vigil whenever you will. Oh, my God. Finally. Alright, cool. So, let's go ahead and queue that puppy up. I'll level you 41. Let's see how long it'd be as a DPS. Yeah, too long. Too long, travelers. Let's pop out of that. Snap. Boom. I love that. Fate failed. Oh, motherfucker, I just got here. It was a fate failed. We're gonna go, while we're waiting. It shouldn't be too long. So what can we do in the meantime? We can go try to track down these twin-adder ones. We can start leveling up our thaumaturge. We could do some botany. We've actually made a significant amount of progress both today and in general. So these quests that have hunting logs, these are the ones that we're going to try to get all the stories cleared before we progress to Heavensward. Probably won't do all the hunting logs of them, to be honest. I mean, they unlock rings, which is cute, but yeah, that's a lot of added effort. But I want to tell the stories that I feel like set up for the rest. I know, like, every story is important in this game. It truly is. But these are the ones that started it all. Some of them are better than others, undoubtedly, right? There are some that are very strong, some that are goofy, some that are just, you know, a bit off kilter. But they do matter, and I feel like giving them the time to showcase each of them is going to be useful. And I'm going to break them down. I mean, full disclosure, if you're watching this stream later, I've probably already done so. But I'm going to break them down into, like, singular videos that just talk about one job at a time. That way each one gets a chance to shine. I'll probably put some prefaces in there, some lore things, and I'll probably do, if I can, one single long episode and then maybe like a primer. But we'll see. I've got different options. I've been writing down a lot of ideas. I'm getting better at the editing, more familiar with the software. But Stone Vigil, here we go. Sorry. Scared the shit out of me. I was drinking some tea before the dungeon. Jesus. You didn't have to jump scare me like that. Hawk Manor didn't scare me that bad. Hell of a fucking thing. Alright. So, we are the White Mage. I haven't been a healer in a minute, but I have years of experience to fall back on. And do we have Holy? We do not fucking have Holy. Jesus. I was like, it's gonna be a fun time, because we got Holy. Nope. Holy makes all the difference in these dungeons, trust me. He's about to breathe fire, yep. I can't Holy. I can't Holy! Oh, I hate it, Travelers. Sucks so bad. Holy, 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 holy. Got a little off kilter, like I said. Twit had been nice. Oh shit. Stuck on a rock. Let's wait here. It's pulling quite heavy. Oh no. Our DPS are quite good, I will say. I feel pretty confident with his heavy pulls because the DPS are quite comfortable. If we had lower DPS, I would say, I mean, it's kind of a war of attrition, right? So if we had worse DPS than what we just did, his pulls would have been very reckless. But I can tell by the way both of these are moving that, number one, that Samurai is almost certainly not a Sprout. But, oh shit. I think the tank might be under-geared. He is very much under-geared. I'm gonna need y'all to help me out a little bit here and stop getting hit by fire. That'd be fantastic. He's just swinging away over here. Whew. Yeah, I mean, his gear's not, like, the worst, actually. His sword's pretty bad. Oh, shit. Ugh, every time. It's because I hesitate. Oh. That's a problem. Thank you. Appreciate it. Whenever you pull aggro like that, like what I just did, absolutely go to the tank. Don't make the tank come to you. If you fuck up, go to him. It will help him immensely. Okay, fuck everybody else. I'm just going to keep the tank alive. He's pulled pretty big here. Ooh, hope he's got a reprisal or some mitts here, because yeah, these Avis are quite beefy. My region's worn off. Oh, it's risky. Gotten almost no chance to damage anything. That's the one downside of them being so reckless, is that, like, yeah, they do more damage, but I get no damage because I can't cast anything because I'm busy healing. Generally speaking, though, that is usually a good proposition. And when you have Holy, it doesn't matter because I can go in there and spam Holy. The stun acts as a mitigation, if not a direct heal, but yeah, in this case, we don't really have a whole lot we can do. One sec. Oops. Phone call, have to call him back, but for right now, let's focus on what we got here. Whoop. Almost standing bad. Look, we're finally able to do some stones. Alright. Kushke. This is the dragon I think's been fucking with us this entire time. It's making it very satisfying to kill him. Oh, I don't have it. I was like, let me put my shield on you, guy. I don't have it. Divine Benison, I think it's called. All four of them, huh? And I have no shields for you, sir. I'm so sorry. My headset might be about to die. Should be able to kill him before this next. There we go. Oh, wow. The ninjas are ready. So some very unaware Avis. Very unaware. Okay. The fuck? Where'd he go? Well. The greed, though. I can't believe the Sam greed got us. Wow. For a treasure chest. Oh my god. No, you could pull harder. The pull was not the problem. The problem was he split the party into two pieces. He went and pulled everything in that room as well. Again, for one treasure chest. We're almost done with this dungeon, though. I did not mean to do that. Okay. If they pull this, by the way, they're going to die, because I'm watching this cutscene. Look, it's the Enterprise. It's just beyond that enormous sleeping dragon. Yep, looks like they're dying. Dragon's not a concern. We have come far for the airship, and only the airship. Sid, you and I will sneak aboard the Enterprise and prepare for launch. So you stay here and keep an eye on the beast. If it wakes, you may need to provide a distraction until we are ready to depart. You can manage that, can't you? That settles it then, Sid, shall we? As you command. That's not his voice. He's Irish. Except not right now. They do a much better job of this later, I will say, of keeping it to where this is going to happen. So you mean to slay Garuda next? Interesting. Most interesting. Are you aware that her strength greatly exceeds that of your previous primal conquests? A testament to the fanatical devotion of her followers. The Ixali are nothing if not zealous. In spite of your past achievements, I labor to believe that you will best this foe. Yet only a fool would underestimate the Bringer of Light, Slayer of Ifrit, Bane of Titan. If any mortal is capable of defeating the Lady of the Vortex, it is you. Win or lose, the battle should at least make for an entertaining spectacle, assuming, of course, you could live that long. Alpha Node, the dragon! Confound it all. Let us see how well your blasphemous gifts serve you this time, Crystal Bearer. That means they either died or won. Died is my guess. So number one priority as a healer, keep yourself alive. You can't heal people if you're dead. When he comes back, one of the two of these guys needs to LB him, and then that should be the end of it. He almost ran right into it. It's a reflex. Yep. Wasting the LB over here. Alright, travelers, that is the Stone Vigil cleared. Oh well. Why not? Gives me a thing. More cutscenes. We like cutscenes. Let's see what we got. What we got? That looks suspiciously ominous floating there, I will say. Ah, Eorzea. You're alright. Speak to me. 'Twill be praised. Feared the beast had injured you. Only my pride. I see now why the others rated you so highly. When you were caught in the midst of the atheistic bubble with the dragon, it was all but certain my next mission would be to find a new champion. Thank the gods for sparing me that inconvenience. I have quite enough to do already. Which reminds me, Sid is working on the Enterprise as we speak. Let us go and see what he has to say. What say you, Sid? Will she fly? Yes, though it will not be a pleasant ride. Well, I dare say it will be more unpleasant than staying here. 'Tis a pity the Enterprise is not in a better state, but if she will allow us to quit this place, I shall not complain. If all are in agreement, let us return to Gridania. Though I would like nothing more than to set course for the Howling Eye, it is plain the Enterprise is in no condition to weather the storm. She must needs to be repaired if we are to proceed with our mission. Ah, fly her right over there. Come on. The little wings look so sad. They're like, eh. This is all so familiar. I know this airship. If I could just... Bah, that's of no use. Let's go. Oh yeah, we're still in the dungeon. Oh no, we're not. Okay. Oh, now I have longed for the more agreeable climate of the Twelveswood. Yet I will not deny the Holy See had its charms. Endless detours aside, our Ishgardian jaunt proved quite an adventure. Alas, our work is far from done. We still have an airship to repair and a primal to slay. No rest for the heroic, eh? I said heretic. So no, we just got over that part. Calms me to look at her. It's as though I've been reunited with a part of me I never knew was missing. Hardly surprising. You did design and build her. I bear good news. The Seed Seers have granted our request to house the Enterprise. We may take as long as we require to repair her. Of course, it would be rank folly to take one moment more than we require. Garuda, lest we forget, grows stronger by the hour. If we are to have any hope of wresting this benighted realm from her talons, it must be soon. Must needs be soon. Though I am no expert on the workings of airships, it is plain to me that the Enterprise suffered much and more from her time in the wilderness. Am I not correct, Sid? You are. Quite frankly, it's a miracle she carried us this far. As you know, the Howling Eye is encircled by a raging tempest, apt to turn proud trees to matchwood. Our battle will end before it begins if the Enterprise cannot weather the storm. Given time, I believe I can fully repair her. But if the tempest is as fearsome as you say, even that might not be enough. Confound it, there must be a way to brave the fury of the elements. The elements, but of course, that's it. We'll work upon the element itself, using the power of a corrupted crystal. We could clear a path through the storm and spare the Enterprise a battering. I see. You propose to utilize the properties of a crystal to alter the elemental aspect of the barrier. It seems so childishly simple in retrospect. Though mayhap not to you, Eorzea. I'm not that dumb, goddamn. We speak of the manifestations of over-aspected ether that can be found throughout Eorzea. Since the calamity dispersed the land's etheric current, such crystals have become comparatively commonplace, which has been a cause of great woe, as they are known to warp etheric energies, including that of living organisms. The point is, we could theoretically use a corrupted crystal to convert wind-aspected aether comprising Garuda's barrier into aether of one aspect, one she cannot control. With certain modifications, the Enterprise should be able to deliver the Howling Eye and comfort, however hard Garuda blows. Phrasing, sir. Phrasing. But we are getting ahead of ourselves. All of this rests upon ability to procure a crystal with the necessary properties. Have you any idea where we might acquire one? No, but I know a man who might. A scholar by the name of Lambertient. Neither one of those are good. Who resides in Camp Drybone. Strange as it may sound, I met him during my time at the church. Well, Marquis met him, I suppose. Whether out of pity or for want for a more willing listener, he would talk to me for hours at a time about his etheric studies, corrupted crystals being his pet subject. It was a result of this conversation that poor Marquis was observed to possess an uncommon knack for theoretical science. Ursa, I need you to return to Thanlin and seek out this scholar. Sid and I will set about repairing the Enterprise in your absence. Okay, in the storm. What time is it? Oof, 9:04 already. How long have we been going? Alright, we're going to carry on for 30 more minutes. If it doesn't look like we're going to get there at that point, we're going to have to call it, guys. But we're going to carry on for 30 more minutes. Do have work tomorrow, so unfortunately can't go that long. Let's see here. Where are you at? Probably on the roof or something stupid. Are you in one of these rooms? Yeah, there you are. Oh, love your hair. Well, yes, I am Professor Lambertient. Beg pardon? You wish to hear about my research on corrupted crystals? Truly? Well, nothing would give me greater pleasure than to discuss my work with a fellow man of science. Oh, man. Wrong class turn in. That's fine, though. Oh, so rare it is to find a fellow intellectual in this region. It's even rarer to find one capable of comprehending the nature of corrupted crystals. Come to think of it, there was another, a hermit to whom the church had given sanctuary. Curious fellow. Unsociable, rather daft at first impression, yet possessed of an amazing affinity toward the scientific pursuits. But to that matter at hand, did you say you wished to not to conduct field observations, but to harvest a corrupted crystal? Ye gads, man! At least take the necessary precautions so that you do not suffer from exposure to its harmful energies. I'm beginning to wonder if you've sufficient qualifications to handle such hazardous materials. Still, your ignorance is somehow endearing. Luckily for you, I have precisely the means by which these inherent dangers may be averted. Simply store the crystal you seek within this warded pot to protect yourself from its deleterious effects. Though I suppose you will be bombarded with its energies until you place it within the vessel. Well, perhaps it shall motivate you to work quickly. In any case, take the pot to Haha Soko, a student of mine monitoring the flow of ether at Highbridge. Explain to him your quest, and he shall instruct you in the finer points of crystal harvesting. This quest line was the bane of every fucking human being's existence until they removed 90% of it. You have no idea. This was the worst part. I know that it's hard to quantify what was the worst part of something. That was a good thing. It was a good, it's a good game. Great game. Great story. This was the worst part. And I don't need to be hyperbolic in saying that they knew that, because they removed it, or at least a large portion of it, from the game. You used to have to get this pot, go to different areas that were aspected in the various elemental ethers, and then kill a bunch of things in that area, and then it was just like travel everywhere. It took like hours, like 2 or 3 hours, just grinding for nothing. Just nothing. Which is why they removed it largely. They kept the story part of it intact. They just removed all the bullshit, which is much, much nicer. Anyway, I'm ranting on because, yeah, if you were around for the original ARR release, you will recognize that this was the worst part of the game. I don't need to sell it to you. You knew. Whew, it's bad. But they fixed it, so good job. Go team. Okay. Oh, you are so small. Love your hair, though. How many times must I be made to explain myself? I am not contemplating suicide, you imbecile. I have chosen this precise position to perform scientific measurements. Didn't think you were, but good to know. What have we here? Containment vessel? Why, this is the handiwork of Professor Lambertians. You thieving knave! I should call for the... Oh, you say the man himself lent it to you. Then you must have sought me out per his instruction, which means he believes my experience enough to expound upon his explanations. At last, the recognition I so rightfully deserve. Olafels, I tell you. Oh, frabjous day, Kalu, Calais, that I should be chosen to guide this man. Yes, I, Hahasako, greatest of Professor Lambertine's pupils, shall see that you successfully quarry your quarry. Your timing is impeccable, in fact, for I was just preparing to procure corrupted crystals from the burning wall for my personal research. There, the devastating destruction caused by the calamity has blessed us with a bounty of sublime specimens. But something tells me that not but perfect peace will satisfy your highest standards, in which case you must needs descend to the deepest depths amidst the flowing waters and murderous Mirranites lies the most fantastic formation I have found thus far. Take this highly advanced researcher's tool and use it to separate a small fragment from the large cluster. Place it within the warded pot and bear it back to me for inspection. The path which leads from Burgundy Falls to the base of the burning wall is a treacherous and terrifying one. But advance with appropriate caution and you shall surely survive. Appreciate that, little Olafel guy. This very precise edge. I had a feeling it was going to be... When he explained it that way, I was like, I bet you this is something stupid. Just an actual sledgehammer. Yeah, there's not a lot of lore in that. I'm just making sure I wasn't missing anything from reading out that description for you guys. Da-da-da. Rolling around at the speed of bird. Places to go, gotta shit on that guy. Excuse me, I'm quite juvenile at times. Don't particularly want to risk jumping very far here. I know I could, but these would aggro to me, and I'm pretty sure everything here can kill me in one shot. Just throwing that out there. If I'm on low health anyway. It might be worth switching to... Yeah, it is. Let's say. I think he can still take aggro from the stuff at the very bottom, but he can hit harder, so... We're getting close, though. Getting really close. Our next bonus stream, which is likely going to be tomorrow, because I'm not going to be able to edit, should be the the Bard questline completion, which will be very exciting. We'll get our Bard outfit. Get our Bard on. Okay, I'm 11 levels above. They should not aggro. Can I fall onto it? Nope. Couldn't be that easy, travelers. Couldn't be that easy. How do you get down there? It's funny you don't make these treks very often. Oh, and I was wrong anyway. But you don't make these treks very often, and so when you do need to, it's like, how do you travel by foot? I don't even remember anyway. You just fly down there once you have flying unlocked, you know? It's right here. I love these growths here, though. The blue, really pretty with the orange. We're going to be doing a whole deep dive onto the area that this is going to encompass as well later, so be on the lookout for that. Sledgehammer. What the hell happened to Fuchsia? Oh, more? Okay. Bring it back to Hasha Fasha or whatever his name is. It will probably be faster to, yeah. I considered it, but in thinking about climbing all the way up that labyrinthine slope, probably faster just to ride it on up. Yeah, because at the end of this, the Bard should be either level 50 or close enough as it makes no never mind. So we can complete the Bard questline. The Thaumaturge is almost high enough level. Once I complete the log a little bit more, which I might do after this, just before I fall asleep, then the Thaumaturge should be high enough level that we can complete the Thaumaturge questline. So the next bonus stream will be complete Thaumaturge, unlock Black Mage, complete Bard, and then unlock something else in Ul'dah. Either the Gladiator or the Pugilist, are the other two, I believe, that are over there. It's easier to look at this, I suppose. Yeah, Gladiator, Pugilist, and then we have 3 in Limsa after that. We will go in with the Marauder first. Marauder is my tank of choice by, well, Warrior is my tank of choice by playstyle. I will say it probably has, from my knowledge as well as just in general, the kind of assumption, probably the weakest story. It's funny. It's quite funny, but it's not exactly, like, involved, let's say. I see you have galloping back. Have you the crystal, then? What a prodigiously large and lovely crystal. That's what they said. Professor Lambertians will doubtless chortle with joy when you present it to him in person. Oh, and upon your return, do remember to recount how I helped you with your harvesting. That's what it is now. You have missed nothing. Matter of fact, hang on. Let me see how many of these got removed. 40. It's a quest called All Due Precautions. Yep. One of the longest quests in the game. I promise you. You do not miss it. If you want to, you can go on YouTube. I'll see if I can recommend... future me, when you're editing this, like a bajillion years from now, throw up a YouTuber who we respect, just anybody good, who has some footage of that, so that people can see it if they choose to. I don't mind doing that. We'll put a link in the description for that as well. Okay. My keen scholar's sense tells me that you have obtained the corrupted crystal, am I right? If you would grant me a moment to examine the crystal. Ah, it is as you desire. Corrupted crystal overflowing with wind-aspected ether. Remind me, for what purpose did you intend to use this crystal again? What? To breach a barrier comprised of wind-aspected ether? Oh dear, that may prove problematic, as this crystal would only serve to strengthen the barrier. I suppose I am at fault for not inquiring as to your objectives from the start. Had I known your intent, I would not have sent you to Hahasako. But what is science if not trial and error? And can you truly say that this failure has taught you nothing? Think, man. You now understand the methods necessarily to safely collect a corrupted crystal. You will doubtless have no difficulties doing so once more. What's more, the crystal you collected can serve as an invaluable resource for the ethereal studies conducted by the students of the Baldessian. You've heard of them? Well, I don't mean to boast, but I have a professional relationship with the organization. Not as equals, of course. I would never be so bold as to claim that level of expertise. Are you alright? Your eyes seem to have glazed over for a moment. Anyway, I shan't keep you from your task. You've still a corrupted crystal to find. I'm going to shoot you with my bow. How about that? How about that, though? Corrupted crystals of sufficient size and strength are not all that common, I fear. Fortunately, one of my other students, Sienna, claims to have discovered another promising site in eastern Eorzea. Wait, that's not correct. Eastern Eorzea was where she was nearly killed from wandering too close to an imperial castrum. Now that made for an amusing anecdote. It was Western Eorzea, Ferris Cirrus, on the Isles of Rumble to be precise. Can't recall her exact reasoning, something to do with one of Dalamud's talons or some such nonsense. What I can say for certain is that she is still in Aleport, attempting to gain access to the Isles. Why not travel there and see if Sienna's inquiries bear fruit? If you look past the crass and violent ways of the local pirates, you might find your time there to be quite pleasurable. Oh, and do not forget to take your makeshift warded pot, lest you think you're unprepared for the task. And to Aleport. Huzzah! Dee-da-dee-dee-do-do, dee-da-dee-dee-do. Okay, going over this way. Is she up top? She's up top right here, isn't she? So before I get bamboozled, there we go. Hey, corrupted crystals? Sir, I have no interest in being the butt of your jokes. So if you've no other reason for addressing me, kindly leave it to me be. Well, I'll be damned. Professor Lamberton did send you. Beg your pardon, it seems we got off on the wrong foot. I'm Sienna, greatest of the professor's pupils, which is doubtless why he bids you seek me out. Indeed, I am an accomplished scholar with an extensive background in... Oh, gods. Just listen to me prattle on and on. I must have given to this introduction a dozen times by now. Apparently all of his students are his best students. I kind of didn't catch on to that. As I told the professor in my many missives, I believe that the area surrounding Fantasy is replete with corrupted crystals with exceptional strength. Unfortunately, I've yet to test my hypothesis, as all access to the Isles of Umbra is prohibited at present. For reasons unknown to me, you see. My attempts to acquire this information are often met with annoyance and disdain. It's rather puzzling, since I always take the time to explain my motivations in great detail to the subjects of my questioning. Mayhap you will have better luck wresting information from these Yellow Jackets. I've all but given up at this point. Up here, maybe? Yep. Ah, you startled me. Don't you know better than to sneak up on a person at this time like this? What with all that fatuous gossip about spirits and specters haunting the Isles of Umber? Just because I know it's nonsense doesn't make it any less frightening. I ain't scared of no ghosts. Sorry. This quest is called It's Probably Not Pirates, which is an excellent throwback. I just noticed that. Excellent throwback to, like, the Sastasha questline, which I'm pretty... Yeah. Which is just called It's Probably Pirates. Very good throwback. You keen on travel to the Isles of Umbra? Bleedy hells. Lad, are you drunk or just crazy? Ain't nothing there but death, death, and more death. Pirates are very superstitious. That's an actual fact. Most people of that time frame were superstitious, to be fair. Another interesting thing is that people can conflate pirates as being, like, super, super age-long. Really not that far back in history. But, anyway. The Isles of Umbra. What interest have you with that Gulf has taken place? Ever since we were forced to abandon Fantasy, the Isles have become not more than a graveyard of ships unable to navigate the shores, and a purgatory for the souls dragged down to the depths with them. Yeah, that's a very funny timeline. I thought Ferriciris was an optional dungeon, and we might have to do Ferriciris, which is fine, but that will mean probably no Garuda today, which is okay. Like I said, we got 30 more minutes. We'll say, y'all can see my local time up there. We'll say about 9:30, 9:45 at the absolute latest. I really have to get off. So, but I really like doing this progress. We're making such good progress, too. We did a lot today, so really happy with that progress. Sienna. Eorzea, you've returned. Tell me, Eorzea, you've returned. Tell me of your findings. Really? Festive with the undead, you say? That is very, very interesting development. Excuse me for a moment while I gather my thoughts. Well, worry not, my friend. It is, I've given your findings some thought, and as I've concluded that talks of spirit is not more than local folklore. As for why all travel to the Isles of Umber is restricted, well, mayhap it's considered too dangerous owing to the abandonment of Ferriciris. Yes, well, anyway, while you were questioning those Yellow Jackets, I paid a visit to the local pub, since even an esteemed scholar like myself enjoys dulling her wits on occasion. It was there that I heard tell of a man named Skyfrin, who recently detained after returning from, wait for it, the Isles of Umbra. This is the first I've heard of someone actually traveling to and from there, so I'm curious as to how he obtained permission. Mind having a chat with him instead? He was arrested after all, so I'm somewhat reticent to approach him myself. In the stockade. When do we unlock beast traps? That's another question I have. It's got to be before the end of ARR, surely. I don't know. I guess I don't actually know that. It might actually be like post ARR, like the patch content or something. But I'm eager to share those stories as well. Excellent bonus stream content right there. I have to go back. She calls to me. She sings to me. Ah, Tamamedio, I'm sorry. Give him this. He was right. Or you could release me. Yes, release me. I will go and tell her. Let me go to her. Actually be nice. So we've actually stepped foot on the Isles of Umber before. My wife actually ferried me over there so that I could do the hunt log for Conjurer and Lancer. but we don't have access to travel over there yet by any other means, so... What did Skyfriend say? That's not terribly helpful. Couldn't care less how much he misses his favorite bar wench. But what was that about a man named Mimodia? We don't know that name. That's the bastard who grabbed my arse the other day at the pub. Well, if you want to give him that feather, be my guest. I'm not going anywhere near that man, not in his wandering hands. Another initiate, are you? No? Then what are you? Speak up, son. I can't hear you. Hey, bugger me. Is that what I think it is? No, couldn't be. You found this, you say? Why'd you say you found it? Scarfrin, you say? Was hoping to have a word with the lad, but it sounds like there's nothing left twixt his ears. Was supposed to help patch up Fantasy XIV, he was. Company sent me to supervise the lot of them. Weren't getting work done on their own, see? Half of them walked off, half of them ran off, half of them up and vanished. What's that? You're looking for Passions the Odds Remember? Well, didn't you say so? Been thinking of dispatching someone to take a look on behalf of old Medea. Tell him how the land lies. Ain't nobody been interested till you came calling. Whole port's up in arms about spirits and so forth. If I had the gill, I'd hire some sellswords and let them sort it out. What you'll do in a pinch, you will. Show this parchment to the skipper, and he'll let you ride it back in. Back to Sienna. Also have words with you about, like, maybe not fondling women who are not interested. So in general, small Wallafell. Although in his case, she might have just bumped into him. He's at that height. Just, you know, not to defend him, but just could have been an access, all I'm saying. So you wouldn't have had a word with him a day. I hope the value of the time you saw fit to waste amounted to something. Wow. You mean the disgusting creature was Skyfriend's superior? I had found that hard to believe, but this written passage does appear to be genuine, so it must be true. I must say it is a relief to work with such an industrious man as you. I look forward to hearing of the discoveries you will make on the Isles of Umbra without me. Well, you're not coming, are you? Fine, fine. I fail to see the justification for dragging me along on your journey, but if you insist, I will go as well. By the 12 is my witness. If you leave me behind to be devoured by some horrid abomination, I shall come back to haunt you. Alright, we're about to be in the Isles of Umbra proper. Ha! Take me to the Isles of Umbra, he bids, as if it's as simple as, oh, you've got to rid of passage. Alright then, climb aboard. Suppose it wasn't that complicated, was it there, skipper? Let's see here. This doesn't seem all that bad. I'm not saying I'd like to spend the summer home here, but, what the hell's with this? Here's the pot. Take on going without me. You've harvested corrupted crystals before, right? So it ain't as though you require my assistance. Speak of the man guarding the gate. I'm sure he'll let you in. Now, if you would please excuse me. Would it be? Okay. Beg your pardon, sir, but how do you come here? Access land is currently restricted. An old pot? I'm not sure I follow. Oh, I see. Wish to harvest a corrupted crystal? Sorry, friend, but you may have to return empty-handed. Bet I don't, though. The Ridmaster Memodio may grant you access to the land, but only authorized personnel may proceed past this point. Why, you ask? Look up and see for yourself. When that giant mass of crystal struck the lighthouse, it caused severe damage to both the structure and the machinery within that once powered the beacon. Contrary to what small folk would have you believe, the fires of Ferriciris were not the product of a mage's thaumaturgy or colossal arcane bomb, but an elaborate contraption fueled by ethereal energy. Repairs are still ongoing, but it's anyone's guess when they'll be complete. What's worse, will all work cease since rumors of the Walking Dead drove off the entire crew. Not that all those rumors are incorrect. Observe the fiends from a distance, the ship graveyard to the south. What's drawn them to our shores is still a mystery, though. I'll make you a deal, so help me unravel this mystery, and I'll bring you your corrupted crystal. In fact, I shall begin searching for one that satisfies your requirements. As for where to begin your inquiry into the situation, it so happens that a party of 3 adventurers came ashore not long ago, seeking to scavenge valuable trinkets of the ship graveyard. I'd be surprised if they knew nothing of the undead infestation, so it might behoove you to question them. plasmoids. All the wheel. It's all there for the taking. 5 bleeding years worth of wrecks and their cargo. But these queer dead things and that voice. Actually, the voice was quite nice. God's that voice. That single fleeting verse. I can still hear it. Stay clear of the southern shore, friend. It took every ounce of my strength to resist. You saw them too, right? Dead people? Just shambling about? Without a care in the world, except when they do seem to care, that is. And then they start shuffling toward the water. A lot going on over there. Talking to the luring voice is disturbingly familiar. As if... But it's impossible. They're all dead, aren't they? But if they have returned, that would mean... I'll beg your pardon, I was just thinking about something. Which reminds me, I received word that Master Memodia would be arriving any moment. Apparently he grew tired of wanting for the lanky young lad with 1,000 yawns stare to return, which I am assuming is you. That's interesting. I don't know what sort of arrangement you had, but you should probably go and explain yourself. So I'm trying to read over that again. What's been keeping you initiate? I ain't getting any younger, you know. Some honey-voiced harlot's been calling out folk to wander near the ship graveyard, and it's stirred up the dead and all. Bloody hells, this takes me back to the days as a cannon boy, sailing under old Mistbeard. But they wouldn't dare, would they? Not after the lesson we learned them last time. Pah, they bloody would, though, wouldn't they, the brazen old biddies? Some folks said as the first purge would be the last, but I knew deep down in my bones as this day would come. And come it has. I'd bet me bum ear sirens behind all this. Nay, not one of the Sahagan varieties, initiate. I speak of the other kind, them that's got feathers and lure sailors to watery graves with their sweet, sweet song. Oh, but I don't end there. No, drowning's just the start. See, even in death, a man stays bound to the beast, forced to do or bidden until the corpse can't do it no more. 'Tis a fate I wouldn't wish on me worst enemy, except maybe in drink, and I'd regret it after. Any road, 'tis up to us to stop the hell's-born hussy before she takes another soul. Of course, we can't send you marching off to war without these. The siren don't have no power over a man, can't hear her song. 'Tis lucky for you I carry a spare pair, and lucky for the both of us I'm superstitious, old sod, eh? Well, she ain't coming to us, so we'd best head over to her, to the ship graveyard, initiate. Okay, so we're pretty much at our mark, but I'm looking right now, just double checking the quest line. It looks like we can do Garuda tonight. It'll be a little bit of a push, a little further than I wanted to go, but that's okay. Because if we do Garuda tonight, we're going to be in an excellent shape to do like a power stream Tuesday. If I can get off early enough, that is, and just push through and get all of it knocked out, the rest of the story. That'll be an amazing finale. Might still do a two-parter. We'll wait and see kind of as the needs arise there. But she passes her to shore. She's sure to spy the campfire and come a-looking. Just a matter of waiting now. Beginning to wonder if that sly bugger ain't spun us a yarn here. Quiet, do you hear that? 'Tis her. Look over the water. She's coming, initiate. She's come. Quick, lad, shove them plugs in your ears and get ready for a fight. As soon as she realizes you're deaf to her ditties, she's going to call on thralls, and we'll be up to our necks in corpses before you know it. hither, embrace mine everything all. True love spurned, his cruelty's reward. Cast out Kala's soul, dead to desire. Spare mournful mistress distress. Why? Melody, last breath of death, the rhythm. Dost thou not relent, regret forever alone? What are these bubbles? Am I just meant to dodge them? My love a river, one look, soul shiver. No. No more dark eclipse the heart. Alright, huh? I'm better than that, initiate. Happy as a sailor in a whorehouse, I am. Of course, I'd be happy as a sailor with two whatsits if we gutted the songstress, but you can't have everything, can you? She'll not come crooning around here again, though. Not for a while, any road. And if she does, well, we know what to do, don't we? Thanks for your help. Bugger me, I've clean forgot your name. Remind me, Ursa? Don't recall having an initiate by that name. But if you're not me old mate, or whose name, why have you bloody been so helpful? Ah, never mind. See you, lad. Speak to David. Almost level 50. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. You mean it was a siren? But how were you able to resist our songs? I see. I have heard Master Amodia was involved in the first purge, but I never actually... Having survived an ordeal like that, I can't blame him for carrying earplugs around with him. Anyway, I have something for you. The corrupted crystal you wanted, safely sealed within this pot, just as you requested. Please take it with my compliments. Nice, nice. How about you? Welcome back, Ursa. You're looking remarkably hale, I must say, and more importantly, alive. You are alive, aren't you? Oh. Aha, the conquering hero returns bearing a gift. Might I take a closer look? Impressive, very impressive. Yes, I think you'll be quite pleased with this specimen. Congratulations, Zerda. Seldom have I ever encountered a corrupted crystal composed of such volatile overabundance of fire-respected ether. What? You wanted a corrupted crystal composed of ice ether to counteract the effects of a raging wind? Ah ha ha, well this specimen won't help you there. Anyway, who knows anything about the elements couldn't tell you that. You'll just have to keep looking, I suppose. Oh my god. Don't fret now, I know exactly where to find a corrupted crystal comprised of ice-aspected ether. An associate of mine in Gridania has been studying the effects of one such crystal on living beings. Huh? What's that expression? I thought you'd be pleased to hear this news. This is not another wild dodo chase, I assure you. What's even better is that this time you needn't use the warded part of yours to protect yourself from the crystal's energies. Hayden's findings suggest that it is quite safe. Why, you ask? Well, let's just say that it's undergone a unique process that has rendered such precautions unnecessary. Anyway, do not let me keep you. It's been a pleasure, Ursa. Come back and see me sometime, alright? And back where it all began. Gridania. Maybe a Keto's would be best for that, yeah? Yeah. Okay. Greetings and salutations, Master Bearsong, I presume. Zeta informed me of your adventures in the airport. Terribly sorry about the misunderstanding, though as Professor Lamberton is fond of saying, no action taken in the name of science is ever truly wasteful. To the matter at hand, corrupted crystals possessing the properties you seek could be found in abundance at the standing courses following the calamity. Alas, that is no longer the case, and while there is at least one suitable crystal that remains to be found within the Twelveswood, precisely where it is at any given moment is more difficult to say. Permit me to explain. You are familiar with Spriggans, yes? The very little rascals there are wont to seek out ores and stones. Well, one such creature with an infamously insatiable appetite has single-handedly devoured every corrupted crystal in the Twelveswood. Fortunately for you, these crystals take an eternity to digest, assuming they can even be digested. And I am reasonably confident that this one still resides within his guts. It's quite fascinating, really. My theory is that this Giggity first consumed a corrupted crystal when... You couldn't care less about this, could you? To the point, then. Giggity seldom makes his presence felt unless there is a particularly fine fodder to be had. Therefore, we shall require lore, and I have precisely the sort to be irrepressible for him to resist. Simply place this true heart, I shall save the story of its origin, of its unusual name for another occasion, outside the Spriggan's lair, and wait for the opportune moment to pounce. As for the method by which you retrieve the crystal from his gut, I shall leave that to your discretion. South would probably be quicker. We can actually exit this way. Really good blue quest there, so you should always do your blues, because otherwise I would have had to gone all the way around. Saves me a lot of time this way. Open up another gate this way, you know what I mean? Okay. Whoops. Cops, I was looking at the mini-map, I was like, why am I not moving anymore? Well, I see some Spriggans. And I'm guessing he's going to be in this little cave. Doesn't seem to be the case. Spriggan digging. Oh, shit. Real quick, because I don't really want to fight all these things at the same time. And that other one seems to be fucking off, that's fine. Oh, we drop that true heart there. Oh, this is certainly an easier one than the other ones, I will say. Giggity is also a very funny name for something like this. Okay, we seem to be getting close. I really think we can do this tonight. Like I said, I know I'm going a little bit long on the stream, but we're going to go for it. Oh, pray do not sneak up on me like that. I was engrossed in... Wait, what is it? What is that god's awful smell? Hey, you wanted it. My word, that is a breathtakingly beautiful crystal. I see my supposition was not mistaken. Hug, and I also see you weren't averse to digging through the Spriggan's entrails for your prize. We owe our furry friend a debt of gratitude, you know. This thick coating of digestive juices is protecting us from this harmful effect of the crystal, just as the watered pot you once had did. Why so, gun friend? You finally obtained the corrupted crystal you sought, one overflowing with earth-aspected ether. Calm down, I jest. It is comprised of ice-aspected ether, worry not. I suppose that joke was in poor taste, considering your previous 2 attempts were for naught. Passé. I will shove you in this river. Beg your pardon, Eorzea. I forgot to return your crystal to you. Oh, and there was a message from Professor Lambertians. Something about a man named Marquis? Apparently the professor misses the intellectual stimulation. Forgive me, I should have written it down. It occurs to me that I have yet to ask you why you needed the crystal. You aren't planning on anything nefarious, are you? It would reflect poorly on me if my research would fall into evil ends. Ah, well, perhaps it's best I remain ignorant. I didn't become the professor's greatest pupil by filling my head with unnecessary information. I'm trying to mount in middle of Gradani. Not here. Nope. Let's see here. Back to... Oh, we can actually go back to the airship landing, I think, yeah? Yeah! Look at that. Outside here? Where? There you are. All repairs and modifications have been completed, Eorzea. Once you bring me the crystal, nothing will stand between us and Garuda. Well, she's certainly looking shiny now, Sid. I'll need to run some tests to be sure, but this looks like exactly to be what we need. Worry not, Eorzea. See to your hard work don't go to waste. The Enterprise is already more than a common airship, but mark my words, soon it will be something greater, something extraordinary. This is mine. This is what I was born to do. Coming into his known. I'm so proud. According to my tests, the device is now functioning in perfect harmony with the crystals, meaning we can leave whenever you're ready. But you must understand, tests can only tell one so much. Until we approach the Hal and I, until we attempt to breach the battery itself, cannot be sure that this will work. It's only so far as to tell you there is a small but statistically significant chance that the crystal could trigger a massive... Mayhap it is better that we remain positive. Eorzea, I want to thank you for reuniting me with this ship, for trusting me to develop this plan, for everything. You've helped me to rediscover a part of myself I'd forgotten. I am not the man I once was, and I do not know if I ever shall be, but I do know one thing. This feels right. My apologies for the sudden outpouring of sentiment. I would have waited until after mission, but, well, you understand. There, she's ready. Ah, she stares. To Corthus, and an audience with the Harpie Queen Garuda. Enterprise engage. The fuck is that? Phew. Damn it. I almost flew an airship and I was not alone. Adventurers on board. Adventurers like you. Just how long have I worn these damn goggles? Ah, yes, I fancied myself a trendsetter in my younger days. A young prodigy, admired by all, exactly like his father. Born and raised in Garlemald. It's only natural that the precocious young student should become an engineer. Had his father not done the same? Father, when did we stop seeing eye to eye? Midas, I think that was his father's name. Midas. Sounds right. When did media become your everything, and your loved ones cease to matter? There's a reason why Sid's no longer Irish, by the way. I had planned that, but carrying on here. You abandoned us all, but he was there for me, Father. There for me when you were not. Though he proved no better in the end, Gaius was just another man with an all-consuming obsession. And so I ran. Left the Empire behind and came to Eorzea, where I built the ironworks. I do not remember us Tinkerbelling him these glasses. Yes, it was then I first donned these goggles. Eorzea opened my eyes. It was my home to so many manner of people, each with their own hopes and dreams, people worth saving, so I fought beside them. I wanted to prove that my knowledge could serve a nobler purpose. I wanted to prove that there was another way. It all began that day when I found my new home. I'd forgotten how wonderful it was, the wind in your hair, the endless sky. That light, it was you, wasn't it? It's surprising how few people know this, but all purebird guardians have a third eye. Perhaps mine helped me recognize you, or perhaps it was just a lucky guess. The Enterprise was made for this, to carry Eorzea's protectors into battle. I am proud to call her my own. Sid, what exactly do you remember? Alpha, no, my boy, sorry to have been such a burden. I remember everything. My people, my name, my purpose, everything. Come, it would be rude to keep Garuda waiting. Yeah. Lady of the Vortex. All our efforts, all our travails, all of it was for this. Make ready, Ursa, for the end is nigh, be it hers or our own. Okay. Let's see if we can get... First off, clear selection. Don't want to have that what happened before happening in here. Was an 8-man? Nope. Let's see how long. 10 minutes? Yeah, we're dropping that real quick. Let's try healer. That should be a near instant queue. I'm gonna wait here just in case, but yeah, we've done a lot. Done a lot. Shocking nobody here. Really appreciate you guys sticking with it. It's been a long stream, 3.5 hours right now. I gotta stop saying yeah, it's only gonna be for like 2 hours and then go for 3.5 hours. That's it's becoming a bit of a habit of mine. But you know, you get interested, you keep going. Be what it is. I need to get a bot in this minion. Let's probably need to make that one yet. I'm probably going to purchase another retainer, get a third retainer going for botany. Right now I have a combat class, a mining class for my retainers, but it'd be nice to have the other as well. So what I'm doing here is calling desynthing. I don't know if you just noticed that notice. Hope you noticed my notice. You always want to desynth when you're on a crafter if you haven't done that challenge yet. I almost forgot that. Fortunately, that notice saved me, because otherwise I was about to lose a bonus. Significant amount of experience bonus, so I want to make sure you keep that going. I don't think I'll need a fisher retainer. Fishing is fun, but it's not quite as useful as the other two gathering disciplines. So there we go. I'm excited, Travis. It's all been building up to this. I know it's been a long stream, but it's been building up to this. Garuda, most savage of the primals. There's a really interesting story with Garuda, too, I will say. Back before she was essentially this sort of vengeful creature that she is now. Who dares intrude upon my sanctuary? Your insolence shall not go unpunished, landwalkers. 12 preserves. She's huge. Alpha, no, mind your eyes. All right, listen, all right. As I live and breathe. Over there, look. Emulsion and cold-blood prisoners. Why would the Ixali bring them here? Wherefore come you hither, foolish mortals? Garuda, we come to put an end to your reign of terror. That should have been off in those words. Hear you this blasphemy, my children. These landwalkers would bring me low. You who are bound to crawl upon the earth should revere me, for I am the wind. Did we not take this to the skies to slip your defenses? We are bound by nothing, Garuda. You think your playthings give you strength? They will not help you, Landwalker. This is my realm, where none can challenge my supremacy. Struggle though you may, I shall slake the roots with your blood, and festoon the canopy with your entrails. Squawk! Slay the unfeathered ones we shall, as an offering to Garuda they will serve. Leave the Ixali to us, Ursa. We will keep them distracted while you deal with her. Do not fail, Ursa. Remember, you fight for the Scions, for Eorzea. Did a little salute. You can't see it, but you know. This worm would seek by mine own hand. Come then, I shall grant you that which you seek. Scared the shit out of me. Well, that she is. Okay. Appreciate you guys being patient. It's quite a long cutscene. Again, they did this much better later, where you you don't have to wait, right? Like the cutscene happens after the dungeon and the before the queuing of itself, right? It ends up for a much better experience for all those involved. Oh, I'm a healer. I should probably heal, huh? Oh, I have holy. The chicken nuggets. Love them. Nice. No, no! How in the hells? This is my realm. You have no hope here. None. Do you truly believe you can defy a god, landwalkers? My power is limitless, my children legion, and they have surrendered unto me a wealth of crystals. Their gift sustains me, their faith empowers me. None save my children will escape the reckoning mortals, and those who would use my crystals to waken the rest shall realize the folly of their faith. Then all shall worship none but me, the one true God. Of course, worship. So long as the Ixali keep praying, she will never fall. Let's stop them. You were supposed to. How'd that work out for you there, boys? No harm will come to you, my children. This is only the beginning, landwalkers. All who oppose me shall suffer for their defiance. Soon the worms of the forest shall receive my judgment. The desert vermin next. Their walls of stone will not shed them from my tempest. Then I will take vengeance on the sea lice. Their wooden boats cannot outrun the wind. Tremble, mortals, for I shall visit you all in time, and all shall be mine, all mine. You, landwalker, you who dared raise your hand against me, you shall be the first to pay for your sins, not with death but with your life. You will serve me, landwalker, to your last breath. No, I claimed you. You should be mine. Oh, speaking of mine, yoink. Be taking that, thank you. What are you? What have you done to me? No mortal should possess such power. This is impossible. Oh, got me a player comp. Nice. Why do you not tremble at my might? Why do you not beg for mercy? Why do you not die? We've done it. Is that all? O Lady of the Vortex, O mighty Garuda. Of all the primals, the most terrible, I say again, is that all? Gaius. Ah, Sid, my boy, you look well. For one who has forsaken kin and country, I wonder what else you will forsake before the day is done. What? What exactly do you hope to accomplish here this day? Well, I shall accomplish far more. Is that all? Insolent mortal, I shall make you suffer. That foul stench I see now. She has touched you. Very well. Seven hells, does she mean to fight? O Lord of the Inferno, mighty Ifrit, grant us succor in the horror of this our hour of need. Save us, Titan, Lord of Crags! Oh, it hurts the pain! What if she... 12 preserve, she can't mean to. No, no, this is all wrong. Stop gaping, boy. We must run. Surrender yourselves unto me. I would feast upon your aether. None shall stand against the wind. Bear witness to the glory of the Empire. It is you who will suffer, Garuda. Ancient Alag had ways of dealing with your kind. Now look on their ultimate weapon icon and despair. Oh, she quick though. No, no! Ooh, that was fun. I did not remember that being that brutal. God damn. Magnificent. It exceeds all expectation. With each primal it consumes, it grows more powerful. A marvel, is it not? Such is the fate of those who oppose the Empire. There will be no warriors of light to save you this time. Your leaders are wise, as they reported, they will surrender. Your skills are impressive, but they will not be enough. The ultimate weapon. Pretty fucking cool, kinda not gonna lie. 12 have mercy. What chance have we got against such an ungodly creature? And who was that armored devil? That was Gaius Van Belsar, legatus of the 14th Imperial Legion and supreme commander of the Garlean invasion force in Eorzea. Of course, the Black Wolf. How could I not realize? Grandfather mentions him in his journal. I was never so naive as to think that man would abandon his ambitions, but these developments are beyond my worst expectation. What have you been doing these past 5 years? How could something of this magnitude have escaped the Alliance's attention? We heard no whispers, saw no signs. In the wake of the calamity, the Empire seized land and built outposts, but that was the extent of their aggression. Damn it, guys. Where in the seven hells did you find that thing? It has been a day of unexpected developments, but the fact remains, Garuda is no longer a threat. While I take no comfort in the manner of her downfall, it does mean that we have may But we may safely put the matter of primals to one side for the time being at least. Which just leaves the matter of Gaius' new toy. Indeed. That weapon possesses the greatest threat to Eorzea. It must be destroyed. But first we must needs to find out all we can. Let us make for Vesper Bay. We shall rebuild the Scions. All is not yet lost, my friend, for we bear the light and shall surely lead our people from the darkness. Okay, click this real quick. Well, that was an experience I would rather not have again. Something has been troubling me, Ursa. Shortly before Black Wolf took center stage, when Garuda attempted to claim you as her own, I could have sworn I saw... but I'm sure I was mistaken. In times of great stress, the evidence of the eye is apt to be misread by even the most inquiring mind. Forget I mentioned it. Returning to the subject of our earlier discussion, we may consider the matter of the primals closed until further notice. No beast tribe will dare summon their gods so long as that weapon exists. Truly a more effective deterrent I could not imagine. It almost seems a shame to plot its destruction. Sec, actually. Almost messed myself up here. Okay. There we go. And as time passed, past time we returned to the Waking Sands. To leave our headquarters in disrepair any longer would be a dishonor to the memory of those who fell there. We have been brought to our knees, but we will rest, rebuild, and rise once more. That seems like the perfect place to leave off, guys. Okay. We went a little bit longer than I expected. It's 10 o'clock. I need to be up in like 3 hours, but I do not care because we have beat Garuda. We are now on to the level 44 quest line. 50 is the cap, so we're getting pretty close there, honestly. I don't know that we will be able to do it all in the next stream. But I do know that we will get a lot of progress on it to come next Tuesday. Any streams before then will obviously be bonus streams. They won't really count towards this particular issue. But either way, an amazing amount of progress today. So we traveled through all of Ishgard. We did a dungeon. We beat Garuda. And we discovered that the Garleans have not been as idle as we maybe would have hoped. So we'll deal with that next time. But I appreciate all you guys staying with me. And until next time, this has been Ursa the Literary Bear. We will see you at the next campfire. Bye-bye.